Friday, and there's football. I shall call it Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for all things football. The Fan. It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at Division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going out.
Outstanding. The Friday into the opener off a national title on a sun-splashed fall day. Oh, patio, Rothman and Ice, a cast of thousands expected. We are happy you are with us. I am Anthony Rothman. This is Matty Ice. And TLC, the loose cannon, back in the studio. Didn't get the Ryan Baker VIP off-campus, tag him in, release him into the wild deal. What is that about?
I don't know what that's about, but I know what I'm looking at right now is a beautiful scene because Buckeye Nation is already outside partying. Let me get an OH. There we go, baby. Buckeye Nation's here. We're drinking beers. We're popping bottles. We're eating pizzas. I'm seeing everything I want to see the day before a top 3 matchup right across the street in the shoe, my man.
It's a beautiful thing. What to expect? We'll have a lot today. We'll talk about it. We'll define success for this team coming off a natty. We've got our friend Aaron Taylor, CBS Sports, College Football Hall of Famer himself.
Yep.
The Golden Domer coming up at 12:30. We'll do overs and unders this hour. We'll get into the Micah saga, a little pressure cooker, some college football picks. Timmy May in the bulletin, as usual. We will tap into a former Buckeye quarterback in Greg Fry, the former OC at Pick North,
Yes,
I believe.
sir. Yes, sir.
And so we'll check in with him at 2 o'clock. I know I'll have a lot of scouting on Julian Sayin. And then we'll go behind enemy lines at 2:30 with Eric Henry, 24/7 Sports, who covers the Longhorns. Been asked several times. I was even asked last night, a friend of mine who had a Buckeye drinking, poker playing buddy, about thoughts on Julian Sayin. I think that's where everybody goes. And my answer to him by text was this. Supreme arm talent, it's all about the nerves on Saturday. No one's questioning the talent. I think the game plan early will be quick, wide throws, quick slants, pitch and catch. He's not a monster, so leaving him in the pocket will be interesting against that Texas D. He had to slide a little bit to create lanes in the spring game. You got to give JJ his 50-50 chances at some point during this game, whether you get it to him on wide screens to get him a rhythm, but you cannot leave this game with thinking, all right, they didn't take a chance. Now, I just don't think that Ryan Day will do that out of the gate. I come back to what he was talking about. You can't expect your quarterback to make the routine play routinely, Matty, and then throw a game plan on him that's the exact opposite, which is big risk, low percentage plays. I think it just would be counterintuitive and it wouldn't make sense.
I would be surprised, AR, if we saw a whole bunch of low percentage plays tomorrow from either side, from either Sark calling the plays for Texas and Arch or Coach Day and Coach Hartline dialing things up for Julian Sayin, because there's still so much work to be done. These guys right now, when we see them tomorrow, they're going to be so much better in a few months, in my opinion. And so for Julian, Coach Day's been saying it publicly, so I can't imagine how many times he's had to hear that privately about making the routine play routinely. And I think it's a cliche thing to say, but I think it is real. And that's what you want to see tomorrow from Julian Sayin, is him running an efficient unit, him running an efficient offense, and just not making mistakes. And if you do make a mistake, don't make it a costly one. If it's a mistake, have it be in a situation where your defense can maybe bail you out. Don't try to do too much. And I know that's easier said than done, but last year the mentality from the quarterback for Ohio State, Will Howard, was, I'm not getting in the way of this. I'm not getting in the way. I'm going to stay in line with the offense, get the ball to my playmakers who I know are elite, and we saw how Will throughout the year got more comfortable and became a really good quarterback down the stretch. And I think Julian Sayin has a chance to do that, but it's going to take time. And so tomorrow, just play a clean game. The stats don't need to be sexy. Coach Day's been talking about it. Just win the darn game. And I think if that's the mission for Julian, I think he has a chance to go into the shoe tomorrow and come out of that thing feeling good about not only what he did, but the Buckeyes as a whole as well.
Yeah, nothing's going to change. It's a results-based business. They got to win a big game. It gives you a leg up on the season. The beauty of it is you're in the expanded playoff. We were talking about expectations for Ryan Day, and now is he a little bit kind of untouchable in a way? Like, what I mean is beyond criticism. Just lose this game and watch it all come back. Now, it's not that you would ever take anything away from him because of what they did. It was just a different team, a different season, and they were one of those teams that had nothing left to lose after losing that Michigan game. There was only one other thing to do, and that was show up for a football game, protect your home field, and get started in the playoff. And once that momentum started, I remember saying to you at the very beginning of last season that Ohio State is probably the last team you want to see circling back with 2 losses. It turned out to be that way. I didn't expect them to lose to Michigan, but it happened. And a lot of people pointed to that if they would have beat Michigan and gone to the Big Ten title game and had to play Oregon there, and that maybe it would have just changed the vibe. I'm not into that. I think that if they had the talent to win it all, I don't think it was just the anger of post-Michigan that would have provided everything they needed. They had the talent to win it all, and they were one of those rare teams that you just never see. A team that talented and that doubted all in the same breath. And that taps into a lot of pride. And this team's got to find it from the very beginning. But if they were to win this game, and I've said this a number of times, they vault to number 1, most likely. Even though I guess if Clemson would hammer LSU, or if it was the opposite, it was like more of an embarrassing game. But then what happens in an embarrassing game is that you question whether the team that got embarrassed was really as good as their ranking is.
Right.
So I think this game certainly vaults. It either keeps Texas at 1, no doubt, or it obviously puts Ohio State there, and then the weight of the world is on them. They're not thinking the way we think, which is beyond what's going to happen on Saturday. But I come back to the fact that there is momentum, even though we have a lot of new faces and new places. But Ryan Day has it right now. Whether he continues it, this season is all about, as we know, giving yourself a chance, ending the streak, going after a conference title, all the same goals they always have. The weirdness is that your season somehow, there's a little bit of a fork in the road depending on what happens in this game. You lose this game at home, how it happens, then you start maybe questioning things, and then you got to build yourself back up. You win it, and you are now the targeted team again for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. And Ohio State, wherever they go, as you know, AR, they're going to have a massive target. But if you combine that with taking out the number 1 team in the country in week 1, also being the reigning and defending champs, no doubt that target probably gets just a little bit bigger. All the big picture stuff will take care of itself in time. We'll get to November. We'll get to the Michigan game when we get to it. For me personally, I just want to see this team build and build and build week in and week out because there is a ton of new, right? Not only on the field, you got a new coordinator in Matt Patricia. He probably is going to have to take a little bit of time to learn his players, learn what they can do week in and week out. So this will be a process. I'm not expecting an up and down type of game tomorrow, getting up and down the field from both sides. Both these teams last year had elite defenses. Now, Texas has some pillars that they're bringing back that are probably a little bit stronger at every level, known commodities at every level than Ohio State. But when you look at where Texas is right now, on the flip side of that, they're a team on offense that is having to figure out a whole bunch of stuff on the fly, too. Their offensive line is a massive question with guys that are either new or guys that are injured and whether or not they're going to play on Saturday. So for both these quarterbacks, because I know that is the main attraction tomorrow, I think Steve Sarkisian and Ryan Day probably have been hammering home, just take care of the easy stuff, the easy throws, keep the chains moving. You do all of those things against an elite team like Texas or an Ohio State, then you're going to find yourself in the fourth quarter probably in good position.
This is the Spider-Man meme game. It is. They mirror each other. I look at these two teams. They both have question marks in the same areas. They both have young quarterbacks. The O-lines are certainly new, and there's roster turnover, 26 dudes drafted total into the NFL.
Yep.
These are teams that want to rely on their defense. to get after maybe unproven offensive lines. The quarterbacks, Manning certainly has the notoriety. Sayin has the pedigree as well as far as being a 5-star. For me, it comes down to which O-line is going to be trusted the most tomorrow. It's really hard to determine that because how these quarterbacks both play and how they handle adversity will be based on what's thrown at them from the defenses. It'll be very curious. One of my biggest question marks is how each defense coordinator decides to risk and bring the house against some quarterbacks, take those chances to try to force some mistakes in this game. But they really do mirror each other. I look at these two teams, and they both have very similar question marks, Matty.
There's no doubt there's some similarities there for sure. And, you touched on the defensive side of things. One guy for Ohio State, I cannot wait to see it, especially when we get to that first 3rd and long or whatever that looks like on 3rd down when it's money down and there's a field that Arch has to drop back and spin it is, what's Bo Atkinson going to look like, AR? The transfer from North Carolina. He's got pretty big shoes to fill. And it's not just Bo Atkinson, but he's the new toy, right? And so Kenyatta Jackson, some of these other guys for Ohio State that we've seen for a couple years, I think those guys are going to be good this year. But Bo Atkinson, I think, has a chance to raise the ceiling of the defensive line room with what he may be able to do. Did some good stuff at North Carolina last year, so he's a vet. He knows what it takes to play at this type of level. But if that's something that we're talking about on Monday where it's like, oh, wait a minute, Larry Johnson found something. Coach Dave found something with a new pass rusher. I think that's going to go a long way and really change maybe the outlook of how we feel about Ohio State in 2025 and what they can do.
I don't think you can win the game without hitting some big plays. I don't think Ohio State is going to line up and just win by the surest way, make the fewest mistakes, and win the game.
Well, you had the Travion play last year, right? And that was a screen that Travion took to the difference. But you're right. Those difference-making players in these type of games that could be close is such a big deal to have that.
Two amazing defenses, two rebuilt offensive lines, two young quarterbacks, and away you go at high noon tomorrow. We will come back. We're just getting started here on campus at the O Patio. Rothman and Ice. We will define success for this Buckeye team when we come back. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hi, I'm Coach Ryan Day, and I've seen firsthand how tough and resilient kids can be. But I've also seen the struggles that aren't always visible. Mental health challenges are real. That's why I'm proud to partner with the Kids Mental Health Foundation. Together, we're helping parents, teachers, and coaches talk to kids about mental health before there is a concern or crisis. Start making kids' mental health a part of every day with free tools and resources at kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org.
Did you know Byers Airport Subaru is the oldest Subaru retailer in the entire country? And just like a veteran quarterback, we've been delivering winning drives for generations, right here by the airport. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, trade in your car for a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 0% for up to 36 months. Kick off your next adventure at columbussubaru.com. Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 36 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/2/25.
You know, it's not the shoes. It's what you can put in them that makes all the difference. Hey, it's Anthony. I've been a customer at the Good Feet store for a while now, and I'm all about my personally fit arch supports. They support my feet better than all the insoles I've jammed into my shoes over the years. And my Good Feet arch supports help me in a ton of ways, from overall support and balance to stabilizing my heels, and the fact they distribute my body weight, especially when I'm golfing. I literally have spring in my step now. Check them out for yourself. The free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. You don't need an appointment, but you can certainly schedule one very easily online. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of, just like me. Get professionally fitted at goodfeet.com.
On Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. New customers opt in and get a free lottery ticket. Download the app and start ordering lottery tickets today. Use code VOCAL. That's code VOCAL on Jackpocket. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 or older. Jackpocket is a lottery courier and not affiliated with the Ohio Lottery. Opt in for $5 in non-withdrawable lottery credits that expire in 168 hours. Terms at jkpt.co/draw5.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My AC stopped working. Your competition says it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion. Replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
1, 2, 3. The national champion Buckeyes open up the season against Texas. If you could actually see my excitement, you'd be scared.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at 6:30 with the Kick at noon.
Your forever home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Heading back to school, we are stronger together. Educators and parents on a mission to make sure our public school students have what they need to succeed. We are excited together, ready to make this the best school year yet. We are better together. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing, asking you to stand with OEA for the great public schools Ohio students deserve. We are stronger together this school year because public education matters.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see a mix of partly sunny to mostly sunny skies today across central Ohio. Temperatures getting in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies, and then lows overnight dropping down into the upper 40s to low 50s with light winds. For Ohio State football on Saturday, lots of sunshine and warmer as our highs get into the mid to upper 70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony can follow direction very well, as long as he first prints out MapQuest. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
I think you just try to share your experiences with these guys of what you've seen. And I think in first games, especially a game like this, it's easy to have expectations. And the only expectation is to win. Guys can get in their feelings because if you take, a whole group of guys who are going on the field, they all have these great expectations of how it's going to go. But when you're playing against an excellent opponent like we're going to play, it's not going to go the way you think. Coaches and players included. So we have got to take one play at a time, play as hard as we can, stick together, and find a way to win. And that's it. And so if you just try to, bring things like that to light, make sure they understand what to focus on going in. And then obviously the big thing is avoiding distractions. Because I think there are a lot of distractions, especially for young players.
A lot of distractions, even on the show today. You got to learn to deal with adversity one play at a time. You never know what's going to happen. This is mimicking the game. Every segment on Rothman and Ice, anything can change. You got to be ready. And when a couple of African macaws show up and just land on your set here, this is amazing. What are their names? Dino and Big Bird. Do they say anything? Do they talk other than squawk? Oh, this is a husband and wife we're dealing with here. Do they mate for life? Boy, amazing. My co-host Matty Ice here.
I'm shook to my core right now.
He is shook.
I don't know what is going on.
Look how polite they are.
Terrified. And one of them keeps staring at me, and I am trying not to make eye contact with this thing.
That's right.
Because I just feel like at any second it could come across this table and take one of my eyeballs out.
He's side-eyeing.
I know you love animals. I love animals too, but this is a little too close for me. Okay?
Scandals and animals. This could get spicy. Bring them over.
No.
That's what I said.
This is not cool what you're doing to me. right now.
I was keeping him on my side of the set.
But this one keeps looking at me, and I don't know what it is.
Maybe he likes what he sees.
I hope not, because I don't want any problems. I want no problems right now.
I think that
oh, yeah. You see how they're talking? They're yelling at me right now. Yeah, see? I didn't even do anything.
Yeah, they're just breaking down the game a little bit.
This is bad.
This is how you get after it.
This is all bad.
Well, my man, he can handle it. Look, he's
no.
solid.
Don't speak for me right now, because I'm about 2 seconds from running from this table. I'm gonna tell you that much. No.
Yeah.
This is yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing him by. We appreciate it.
I'm sure you're a very nice gentleman, and they're nice birds, but yeah,
But he hates
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
All right. There you go. Now your anxiety.
Yeah, see, look, they're out there jumping in the crowd. Look, they flap their wings. Scotty Vegas getting ready to sprint out of here. Ooh-wee.
I'll tell you what, the gawk factor, though, was pretty high. Everybody wanted to get a picture and see him and hang out with him.
They were laughing at me and how scared I was.
My brother he had a little cockatiel when we were younger, so been around the birds. And never had a parrot, though.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. That's a no
Today,
for me.
I seen a parrot. Boy, beautiful birds, though. Look at it. I mean, their feathers are so bright.
Are they?
Maddie, some birds, their feathers are so bright, you can't be caged. Andy Dufresne.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah.
Look how polite they are. He put them there. They didn't move.
They were yelling at me.
They never even walked over to you.
They were yelling at me, though.
I don't know if he was yelling at you specifically.
I think he was, because he was staring at me.
Well, both eyes go both ways. They could have been staring pretty wide.
Makes it even less scary.
I think that did kind of mimic what Ryan Day said, though, is that you never know what's going to happen, and their idea is to win the game. Defining success for this team this year. We did it. We did the poll before, a couple weeks ago. I don't think repeat is the expectation. I think it's the hope. I don't think it's the expectation. Hasn't been done in forever. I know you have an expanded playoff, so now you have a chance to get in. They probably have a better chance to repeat than anybody's had in a long time, just because you're going to get your shot again, most likely, and be a top 12. But to me, defining success, you got to end the streak. The streak has to end. You got to get in the tournament. You probably have to get into the semifinals, and then you roll the dice from there, because you know you're going to be playing great teams. I don't expect them to kind of mimic last year, where you get in late and make that big run and knock off 4. I think that's probably unexpected. But I would define success by a ending of the streak to Michigan and making the Final Four. And then after that, everything's gravy.
Pretty lofty goals. Those are lofty. I'm with you on the Michigan part of that. For me, it's beating Michigan and just getting to the playoff this year with the resetting that they have, right? Just get into the tournament with a new quarterback, so many new guys on defense. For me, Final Four is that's pretty lofty right now without seeing anything that they've done. But I can understand why you're leaning into that because of Coach Day, his staff, and the talent that we know is out there. But you take care of your rival, you find yourself in that bracket. Anything after that is kind of extra icing on the cake. And then you turn the page to next year with Julian coming back and Jeremiah coming back and all those guys. I think there's more postseason pressure as far as the playoff goes for me. But the big one, no doubt, is that. But it's got to start tomorrow against Texas and locking in on those guys, because Texas on their side of things is obviously going to be highly motivated because of not only what they think they can accomplish this year, but it's also losing to Ohio State the way that they lost last year and thinking that they had Ohio State right where they wanted them, and maybe Sark regrets some of those play calls right before the scoop and score from Jack Sawyer. So I'm sure he has been thinking about that loss all season too. And so it's just going to be so exciting to see these two helmets getting after it with unknowns. That to me has raised the level of excitement, right? If a lot of last year's team came back for Ohio State and Texas, then it's like, yes, it's Ohio State and Texas, and that is great. But, man, when you get some new characters that we're going to be getting to watch every Saturday, that gets it going for me. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that you say just getting to the playoff is defined success. They're ranked 2 in the country to start the year. And I know that's a guess for a lot of people. But, boy, I think getting to the tournament is an automatic. I think if they got in and lost in the first round of a playoff, it'd be disappointing. It's just that's where I have them. Getting in the playoff as a preseason number 2 is expected in my mind. It's not something that I think would be.
But Final Four, that's You're asking them to crank out a couple rounds in the playoff with a team that we haven't even seen play yet, right? And I think the regular season has some hiccup games in there too. I just think when you turn the page the way that they are turning the page with so much NFL talent that they lost, I'm lowering the bar just a little bit just for this season. I'm with you. Getting into the playoff, this program, that is expected, but I can't sit here and definitively say that I confidently feel like this team is going to win 2-3 games in the playoff right now.
Well, I guess it all depends on how they'd be seeded. Because if they get a bye, if they're a top 4 team, and then all of a sudden you got to win one game to get into the quarters, then you feel like you're right there again. I just want to – you're right. Let the season play out a little bit, but it's not like they don't have talent. And when you look around college football, there will be surprises. But and I look at their schedule, and you're right, it's not anything that's going to be handed to them for sure. But, man, if they somehow make the playoff and, well, if they beat Michigan, that gets the big monkey off the back. That ends the streak and all that, and that's great. And then maybe everyone can turn their eyes to a playoff. But they're going to win the games they should, unless they lay an egg somewhere. You know, they get Penn State at home and they have Texas at home. Let's say they were to split those two. They lose one of them. All right. Then you got to avoid getting bit somewhere else. The somewhere else would be at Illinois. So if you, and by the way, that's game 5. So you should be rolling by then, hopefully. So if they can take care of 2 of the big 3 before they get to Michigan, and then the season's all about beating Michigan, then all of a sudden you're probably a 1-loss team going into a playoff, and you're probably a top 4 seed. We'll see. It's just where I have them right now. We talked about defining success. You're probably right. Success would be getting in, winning a game. I probably launched them maybe 1 round further than I probably needed to. But I do come back to the Michigan game.
That is, and I'm with you on that, 100%.
Unless it's the same thing. Unless you somehow lost to Michigan and then won it all. It's the only thing you can throw down on the table to offset another Michigan loss.
And maybe for some Buckeye fans, it's how you would lose the Michigan game again, too. Well, the only reason why I say that is because last year's how was ugly, right? How they got to that loss. If it's a game, right, and they go into Ann Arbor this year and it's a last-second field goal for Michigan, yes, you lost, but it was just more icky last year because you had the team that obviously had national championship aspirations, and Michigan on the other side all year long was like showing you nothing, especially on offense. And so going 0-4 sucks. I totally understand that, but that is check number 1 after Texas and these other games that you highlighted is getting that right. But you can't worry about Michigan right now. You cannot win against Michigan right now in August, and so it's got to start with the Longhorns and completing that mission first.
We'll come back in 2 minutes and get the opinion of Aaron Taylor, CBS Sports, College Football Hall of Famer, right here, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It's the Ford Labor Day sale event at Valley. F-150 and Lightning, Escape, Explorer, Bronco, Expedition, Mustang, and Macaw. All brand new 2024 and 25s. Buy yours with 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, plus 0 APR for 48 big months. And all with a 2-year premium maintenance plan added. Hurry in by Monday and choose from over 600 in stock at Valley Ford of Columbus in Hilliard. Open Labor Day, 11 till 4.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman and Ice on The Fan. It's not terrible.
All right, welcome back in. Love our guy from Radio Row. He was a 2-time All-American, a Lombardi Award-winning offensive lineman, and team captain for Notre Dame, first rounder back in '94 by the Green Bay Packers, 16th overall, Super Bowl champ. And listen, this guy, he's my kind of guy because he played for Lou Holtz. He is Aaron Taylor. AT, good to have you.
Hey, Anthony, let me tell your ass something. If your impersonation with Holtz is anything like your football game, your ass would have never gotten a scholarship out of me.
I love the story you told because he kind of got on you a little bit. You told us a story. Tell us again, like your relationship with him during the time you were a player.
It was fantastic, but basically it was to flog me into being a good player, and it worked beautifully. The quick version is I famously missed a block my sophomore year, and he had the offense run the play again, but he basically didn't let me participate, so the offense only had 10 players. He said, run it exactly like you did the play before. They did. It obviously was the same result. The unblocked defensive lineman tackled the running back, who was Dorsey Levens at the time, and Holtz comes running up to me, grabs me by the face mask, and says, see, Aaron Taylor, doesn't matter whether your ass is in there or not. No difference. And his point was well taken, that what we do matters, and if we don't do our job, other people pay the price, and that just simply wasn't okay in his world.
That's great. That's great. Aaron, good to hear from you. Let's get into it. Let's get into Ohio State and Texas. There's so many avenues we could go down and just unpack this game and what we may see tomorrow at high noon, but I just want to give you the floor. When you look at where these two teams are coming out of last year, what they've done this offseason, what can Aaron Taylor, what can't you wait to see, my man, when we get to high noon tomorrow?
I can't wait to see how both of these offensive lines come together, and they both got their challenges for very different reasons. We've got 2 first-time starters at quarterback. Now, I know Arch Manning's got a couple starts under his belt, but Texas hasn't played on the road in a big early game since 2018 in Maryland when I looked it up. So starting fast out of the gate isn't something they've had to do. They've had the luxury of having a warm-up game. Now, we know that they went on the road at Alabama and at Michigan, and, after week 1, we're able to put some nice games together. But you don't need to look any further than last night and what we saw with Iowa State and Kansas State to know that defenses are always ahead of the offenses and that there's going to be some operational challenges. So how well does the chosen one, Arch Manning, go on the road with 100,000 fans against fronts that he hasn't seen yet and they don't know what to expect, and perform and operate? Now, Sark will put him in a great position, but the best thing you can do is play great defense. Texas certainly could do that, but you've also got to be able to run the football, and that remains to be seen. The opposite is true, or the flip side, similarly with Ohio State. Are they going to be able to protect Julian Sayin? You got new coordinators on both sides of the ball, a largely new offensive line, 3 new O-line coaches. What's that offense going to look like? And all that talent they had on the defense, how quickly can those guys grow up? I don't know if either of these staffs, and myself included, have any idea what the hell is going to happen on Saturday. But, man, am I looking forward to it.
No doubt. AT, let's go a little deeper there. You're talking about all these new linemen between the Buckeyes and the Longhorns. They'll all be new starters. How does that impact the way these coaches want to call this game, especially early? I know it's cliche to say you got to be able to run the football, but in your experience, when you do have a big game early and you have new starters, is the obvious prediction that it will be very conservative, or will one of these coaches say, let me do the unpredictable?
Well, I think you want to take calculated risks. You don't want to be foolish, and that means putting both of these quarterbacks in a position where it's not their job to go win the game, it's their job not to lose it. So you want them to be a point guard, to deal and distribute. And you take a look at the way Sark has protected quarterbacks in the past on the Texas side. Those are going to be a lot of bubble screens, a lot of 5-yard passes, a lot of mesh routes underneath, and then some deep play action shots that are 50-50 balls probably on the sidelines versus, seam routes or in-breaking routes deep over the middle of the field where he can get hit or the ball can float and you put the ball in jeopardy, so to speak. So you're going to see some conservative play calling, and that's why early on, especially with young offensive lines, the best way to do that is to run the football. You want to live in third and medium at best, or at worst, and third and short ideally. That gives your play callers the most options. It puts the most pressure on the opposing defense, and it's the simplest way to shorten the game, which is important because it limits your mistakes. So from an offensive line standpoint, if you have 5 starters that have started, let's call it 20 games, 2 seasons worth underneath their belts, but they've never played together, it's like you got a bunch of first-year dudes out there. They're going to do well individually than they might if you're inexperienced. But when you're in a loud environment, when you've got movement at the line of scrimmage, when you've got a new quarterback that things may be moving fast for, when you've got a new crop of receivers that you've got to be able to bring to the table, when you've got all these new pieces, communication and execution are key. And that simply is really difficult when all you've seen is your own defense all through fall camp. So first games are always a little bit of a crapshoot no matter what, because we know defenses progress faster than offenses do. So they're going to be an advantage. From that standpoint, I think Texas does have the advantage because I think they're a little bit more talented and experienced than Ohio State's going to be early on in the season.
Let's zoom out from Ohio State and Texas and lock in on this LSU and Clemson matchup we'll get Saturday night. Seasoned quarterbacks on both sides. A lot of people think very highly of what Clemson will be this year. When you think about the possible matchups in this one with the tiger-on-tiger crime here, is there a team that you think has an advantage in a certain area of the field?
Yeah, I think Clemson along both lines of scrimmage, this is probably the best offensive line that they've had with returning starters and pedigree. Candidly, I think Clemson has won despite their offensive line versus because of them. I think that could flip a little bit this year, and we'll need to see because LSU went out and got some great pieces in the portal on the defensive side of the ball. But I think one of the greatest mismatches in this game potentially is LSU's offensive line versus a Clemson defensive front that I predict to be the best in the country by season's end. They've got a couple players, TJ Parker, he's number 3 off the outside edge, and Peter Woods, who's number 11, who's a big old load of laundry, man. This dude is a double-sized stack of pancakes inside, but he can also play on the edge and rush the passer from the outside. So Clemson likes to vary their fronts a lot of it in third, medium to long situations. They like to blitz a lot, and they'll challenge you. They'll bring 5 to the line of scrimmage, and their belief is their 5 is better than your 5, and most times they're right. So you take LSU that lost both their tackles, Emory Jones and Will Campbell last year to the NFL, and replacing 4 starters overall, there's a lot of new pieces. Now, here's what's interesting, and here's the thing the fans need to keep their eye on. When I was breaking film down, the thing that I'm most impressed with Garrett Nussmeier is how tough this dude is. He will stand in the pocket and take a hit. The problem is bad things happen when he does that. So on the one hand, you respect it, but when you take a look at the 12 interceptions he threw last year, 10 of those boys were in the second half. So in the last 2 quarters, when games are on the line, Nussmeier's not been at his best, and teams are dialing up the pressure. He's average to below average when under the gun, meaning when the pressure's on. So look for Clemson to dial it up early and often. And if LSU can't run the football, I think Clemson can win this game by more than a touchdown.
He's our guy, Aaron Taylor, CBS Sports, College Football Hall of Famer. And I want to ask you about Trench Life, the new YouTube show, the Joe Moore Award has launched. It's awesome. I know episode 2 was just released. There's no other college award doing this level of customized content, so I think it's a pretty big deal. Tell me about it.
Yeah, man, we just want to shine a spotlight on the unsung heroes, and it happens to be the big fat uglies up front, but also the brotherhood that binds us and the culture. We're a group that takes the game more seriously than ourselves. So elevating the personalities, elevating the O-line coach position and just what we've meant to the sport is our goal. So we're just, O-line analysis and football analysis through the lens of line play, and we've had a lot of fun. We've got some breakdowns of LSU and Clemson and things to look for that we're able to do. The voting committee are all best of breed online or O-line analysts. So it's just a high level of content, but also with some fun, tongue-in-cheek stuff. And we're new. We are breaking ground, just like we broke ground by becoming the only group or unit award in college sports. So we're doing that now with Trench Life, which you can find on YouTube. The handle is at Joe Moore Award 2015, which was our founding year. And once again, we're breaking ground, doing things in a unique way. But we want to build a community and around toughness and teamwork and making sacrifices for the greater good. That's what our position's about. That's what this game's about. And candidly, this is what our country and communities are about when we're at our best. And we just do it in a fun way that shines a spotlight on the big dudes up front to get things done.
You've always been about that, man. I've admired it. Serving and the service that you provide, my friend. Good job. Can't wait to talk college football with you throughout the season, brother. Be well, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thank you, boys. Let's catch up soon.
You got it. Aaron Taylor, CBS Sports College Football Hall of Famer, the lineman out of Notre Dame. We will come back. We are live in the old patio here on Lane Avenue. Buckeye fans getting ready to host the Longhorns tomorrow at high noon. We'll do overs and unders next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
The dog days are the best days to save at Coughlin Ford. Lease a new 25 Ford Escape or Bronco Sport. Just $399 a month with zero down. New 25 F-150 or Lightning Flash. Only $499 a month with zero down. Visit our newest location in Marysville or CoughlinFord.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
48-month lease, home factory rebates to dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. 7,500 miles per year. 25 cents per mile only. Excludes $387 down payment. $395 disposition fee at lease. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 9/2/25.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
One of the things I had decided when I started the company was we were going to build the best window possible. We were going to give the best service possible, and I think we've accomplished that. Our reputation is built on taking care of people and building a great window and then taking care of it afterwards. It's just a darn good window.
See for yourself. Visit RossatiWindows.com.
The roof of your home protects what matters most in your life. Your family, your memories, your peace of mind. So when it comes time to replace the roof over your head, you need a name you can trust. Newman Roofing. Don't just take our word for it. Here's our friend Cindy on why she chose Newman Roofing over all the rest.
We had interviewed and talked with several other roofing companies around the city. The salesperson that came to speak with us was extremely knowledgeable, answered questions, took his time with us. We were happy to make Newman our choice.
And you'll have peace of mind knowing that on the day of the installation, we'll give you and your home the respect it deserves.
The guys arrived right on time. The crew leader came and talked with us, let us know what they were going to be doing. He was here all day with the crew. That itself was very impressive.
If you're thinking about your roofing or siding, give Newman Roofing a call today.
We were very happy with our experience, and we would highly recommend Newman to anybody we talk to.
Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Introducing The Fan 2. A totally different radio station is coming to 1460 AM, The Fan's HD2, and The Fan app. Your home for Bob and Tom mornings and Jim Rome in the afternoons. It all starts Tuesday, September 2nd.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right. I guess the budget figured out that we could only afford 2 parrots and not TLC.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's what we could afford. So I have a raven, and I had 2 parrots. So I was covered, man. So I'm sorry you didn't make it out here, buddy. It's I don't know where you drew the small straw on that one.
It's all good. We're stretched thin back here. Baker got the first call. Man, he's doing interviews with CBJ players for social media content. He's going to Hooters in Daytona Beach. I can't win with that dude.
I think he's charting out all the Hooters across America that are still left. He wants to visit them all because he claims the burgers are so good.
Yeah, and Lou Williams also left the bubble because he wanted some chicken wings, huh?
Had to get them lemon pepper wings down there in Magic City. Listen, Magic City has their own Lou Williams suite. He's got his own section in Magic City. That's how much time that man spent in there.
All right, what do you got for us, big man?
All right. This is local radio, so let's start local, all right? Ohio State, Texas, the over-under in that game is 46.5.
Oh, it's dropped then. Man, that thing was like 48.5 a couple weeks ago.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about a lot of people thinking this is going to be a low-scoring game, so that would make sense.
Listen, just kind of a hint, I feel like it's a squeak-it-out kind of game. I feel like somebody wins this game between 3 and 6 points. It's a one-score game in my mind. And if it's played in the 20s, then they got the right number. Because, I could easily throw out right now, somewhere in the low 20s, and then you get under. Somewhere in the middle to high 20s, you're going over. So it's here's the other thing that you got to worry about a little bit if you're going to take the under because you think it's going to be a defensive game, is if you also think it's going to be a close game, which Vegas does think it's going to be close, you do worry about the small percentage chance you get overtime. And if you get that, you're going over. And so on 46.5, I'm actually now going to take the over.
Really?
At 48.5, I was coming under because if I'm like a 24-21 guy, okay, but if I'm a 27-21 guy, I think that's why. I mean, that number moving, boy, it's a tough one, man. I know what you're saying. It feels like it's going to be tough to get points tomorrow, but because of the offense, you want to be careful. You don't want to take chances.
And maybe the defenses are that good.
Man,
you know what I mean?
46.5.
It feels to me like a 21-17-ish
then you're way under.
Type of game, like that type of grind. Like Texas is going to bring a very stout defense into the shoe tomorrow. I think Ohio State has a chance to do the same thing, even though there's some gray area there, that's for sure, with Patricia and all the new guys we will see. But I just don't think offenses in week 1 are really ready to fly high the way that they will down the road. So I'm going to go under on this. I think the first half of this game, there's going to be some speed bumps there for both parties, and so I don't think there's going to be a lot of points on the board going into halftime. So I'll go the under on this one.
Let's go ahead to Sunday then, the marquee game. I think the only college football game, if I'm not mistaken, that day. Miami and Notre Dame, 49.5. I will remind you, Carson Beck is the quarterback of Miami, and Lloyd Carr's grandson, CJ, is going to be the redshirt freshman quarterback for the Irish.
I was just about to say, I cannot wait to see Carson Beck. Remember the conversations about that dude this time last year? He was supposed to be the guy. He was supposed to be the quarterback one. his play was way too inconsistent. Then he got injured. Now you got new life down there in the 305. And we saw a veteran quarterback in Cam Ward go down to that program under Mario Cristobal's watching ball the heck out and turn himself into the number 1 overall pick. So he is such an interesting character ahead of the college football season for me. I'm going to go with the under on this as well.
What is your number again, Cole?
49.5.
Yeah, I'm going under, AR. Roll with me.
I think with Notre Dame and who's your coordinator? Denbrock?
Mike Denbrock.
Okay.
Year 2 for him, right, TLC? Coming up from LSU, I think?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Similarly to Ohio State and trying to put a young quarterback in his most comfortable positions as possible, you lean on that run game. And I think he will lean on that, and I think it will take this game under.
Yeah, Notre Dame's run game is going to be nasty this year.
Ice, word on the street was it was not a good week for your Reds. Is that correct?
Yeah, that happened.
Still in it. I'm putting him in the cooker still.
Wake us up, please.
I'm going.
We need it.
I will.
You guys are 4 games back in the National League wild card race. By how many games will the Reds miss the playoffs? Over under 4.5?
I am going to say under. The schedule for me is daunting. Looking ahead, the teams that we have to play that are on deck, TLC, a little spooky for your boy. I'm not comfortable right now, so I will go under on that.
That'd be an over, actually.
I'm sorry, over, yes.
They're still going to get the Pirates. They're still going to get the A's.
They're good. They're solid, man. A's, that's no walk in the park.
A's got some young talent.
Yes, they do, especially on offense, man.
Boy, this is going to be key, this home series against the Cardinals.
They just beat up Scooble.
You get a 9-game homestand. This is it.
You know where we blew it, AR? We blew it in the Milwaukee series. That's where we blew it. When we hosted Milwaukee, either last week or the week, but we blew it. Yeah. We Friday and Saturday we had
one-run
leads,
games, extra inning games,
but we had leads and blew it. That is what's going to keep us out of the postseason, in my opinion, is that series.
I thought you bounced back though against the Angels a little bit, and then the Dodgers series you were done. Like that, you had to take one of those against the Dodgers. I'll say I'm going to ride with Maddie on this. I feel like, you know what? No, I'm going the opposite way. You said over under 4.5.
Correct.
I'm going to take the under. They're 4 back now. I say they can tread water. If they miss the playoffs by 4 games, no shame in that.
And as a little bit of a preview for next segment, we'll obviously get into the Micah Parsons trade, but we got 2 teams to discuss in terms of their win total now. What do you think of the Cowboys? What do you think of the Packers? Let's start in Dallas. The win total is 7.5.
Under. I got a lot to say. I'm going to save it. They are cooked to me. Under on Dallas for me, AR.
That'd be a really weird under, though. Win 7 games. If you're Dallas, can't find a way to go 8-9, even without him. I mean, you're still playing the Giants a couple times. You're going to get Carolina.
Who else do they play a couple times in that division?
You're going to get Vegas.
Sir?
Philly.
And Washington.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I just wanted to scan their schedule really fast.
Yeah.
If they beat the Giants, the Jets, Carolina, split with Washington, beat Arizona at home, beat Vegas, find a way to... No, they're under. They're in under. Now, this is the NFL. They're not going to lose every game they should lose and win every game they should win. So they're going to bite somebody. They're going to get somebody they probably shouldn't beat. But if I got to get them to 8, that feels a little more difficult. That offense should be able to pull off a little bit of a Cincinnati strategy, though. But I don't love their running game, so I'll take the under with them.
And if I recall, I believe Ice is not as sold on the Packers as most are. So the win total being 10.5, I'm going to predict he's going to be a little bit cool on that, although we have some new information, of course.
We got new info. It's a great division, as we all know. Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, I think, will be tough. And that's a good number. I'll go under on that. I can still see them getting 10 wins, and with the grind they have to go through, I think that'd be a nice little regular season.
I think that's fine. The Packers go 10-7. Their fans should be happy. I think that's a number to shoot for.
Yeah.
If they get to 11, then everything went right. So I'm going to take the under with them. But that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it.
All right, those are your over-unders for today. We'll come back live on Lane Avenue at the O Patio, having an incredible time today. Buckeye fans everywhere. They got trivia contests going down here for the big tickets coming up. Sports Center update here, top of the hour. And we get into the Micah saga. And Jerry explaining away what a lot of people thought was the unthinkable. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvus weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan.
This is the Cincinnati Reds Down on the Farm Minor League Report, brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. This week we take a look at the Reds' new #1 prospect, following last week's release of MLB Pipeline's mid-season updated list, and former #1 right-hander Chase Burns moving to the big leagues and off the prospect list. In the 2022 first-year player draft, the Reds used a compensation pick to take an 18-year-old infielder out of Westminster Christian High School in Miami, Florida, as the 32nd overall pick. Sal Stewart has been on the rise to the big leagues ever since. He hit .292 in 8 games in rookie ball that summer, played 88 games at Daytona to start the 2023 season before being promoted to High A Dayton. For the year, he hit .275 in 117 games. In 2024, in Dayton, he hit .279. Stewart began the 2025 season at AA Chattanooga, where he hit .306 in 80 games before being promoted to AAA Louisville. As of the middle of this week, the now 21-year-old is hitting .315 in 29 games with the Bats, with a .630 slugging percentage, along with 7 home runs and 24 RBIs. The Down on the Farm Minor League Report is brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. Put their financial strength behind you. Visit westernsouthern.com.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity, I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Right now in Washington, there's a fight going on to make life more affordable and bring back American jobs. Some play politics, and some want to get things done. Senator John Husted is cutting through the noise, putting Ohio first. The new tax bill delivers for working families and helps small businesses hire and grow right here in Ohio. Tell John Husted, keep fighting for Ohio families and small businesses. Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's the last month for the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. That means you get special APRs with 3.99% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Lease payments as low as $419 per month. Also, plenty of pre-owned L-certified vehicles are on the lot with rates as low as 5.75%. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my guys. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
OutRN, where your tailgate begins. Open at 6 a.m. on game day. Be one of the first 100 through the door and score a limited edition OutRN shirt. 3 generations of fans have signed their walls. With the biggest bar, best patios, and great music. It's the #1 game day tradition. Follow them on social for details. OutRN, the legendary bar on High and Franthese since 1969.
At Highbank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. Their Whiskey War spirits tell the story of Prohibition in every sip and was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running. Enjoy Highbank's nationally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
With Progressive customer service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. 23 hours until Texas and Ohio State inside the Horseshoe. Pre-game coverage on the Fan starts at 6:30 with kickoff at noon. Big Ten football tonight, number 12 Illinois hosts Western Illinois, while Michigan State welcomes Western Michigan. 2 Power 4 matchups, Auburn and Baylor, then Georgia Tech and Colorado. Baseball tonight, Cincinnati Reds welcome the St. Louis Cardinals at 6:40. Matthew Liberatore and Zach Littell duel on the mound. Redlegs 68 and 66, 4 games out of the third NL wildcard spot. Cleveland Guardians greet the Seattle Mariners at 7:10. George Kirby and Logan Allen the pitching matchup. Cards are 66 and 66, 5 games out of the third AL wildcard spot. The Fans High School football game of the week features Hilliard Bradley at Hilliard Darby at 7. Then catch high school overtime with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran at 9:30. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Have you already started your tailgate? Us too. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Maddie ranked the most dynamic duo of all time, Caesar Salad and Moscow Mule. This is Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. Dueling with the stage and trivia. A lot going on down here. I can't believe that it has arrived, that we are the day before Ohio State opens up the defense of their national title. Anthony Roth, my man, Matty Ice, and hundreds of Buckeye fans ready to take on Texas. We got some Longhorns down here to our right as well.
Oh, yeah.
So they're soaking it up here on Lane Avenue. We'll get to a lot today. This was the unthinkable. You and I were both kind of yesterday even. You know, they said that Micah was in Green Bay. I never saw any pictures. I was gullible about it. I always thought that maybe something weird was going on, but this was not the Jerry Jones playbook that we know. It really wasn't. And I watched the entire press conference last night with he and Steven just sitting up there. And I'll tell you, he played the media like a grand piano at the annual SAPS convention. He played them, and I got to give it to him. And so before we go into the trade details with Green Bay, you and I on Wednesday were going back and forth with Shefty, the guy who's in the know. And obviously the end of the conversation, we know what happened. He had to something came through on his phone, and that had to be it. It went from a 5 to a 10.
I thought,
yeah,
I thought that was Micah related, and I think now I can stamp
100%.
that he got some news that this is happening, that Micah's going to be on his way out of Dallas. So he needed to go lock in somewhere, and here we are, and I can't believe it happened. I really can't.
All right, so before we got to get to the present, let's go back to the past a little bit. TLC, you got a little bit to refresh our conversation. This was just 2 days ago about Micah Parsons.
This week, Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals were nowhere. Terry McLaurin and the Commanders were nowhere, and they got deals done. So I've learned this lesson from covering 35 years of the NFL, that things get done when they have to get done. So that always increases the chances. But I would say in this particular case, there's been zero progress, zero. And it seems like there's a lot of feelings bent out of shape, and a lot of people are angry, and a lot of things would have to change for there to be a deal done in time for the opener. I know that can change with one call or one meeting today. I'm not aware of any progress so far. I'm not aware of any reason for hope other than the fact that it's August 27th or whatever today is, and things come together when they have to come together.
They didn't come together. And when I said to him, what about door number 3, a trade? And he said, there are always teams that would inquire, but Dallas has no intention. When Jerry was asked last night at the press conference about when you were on with Stephen A., and you basically said there's no thought of a trade. You know what Jerry said to that media guy when he asked the question last night? And I thank you for writing that. He played him. He said, what do you want me to do? He played him. Jerry said last night that he offered Micah a contract in April. He claims from his side it was a good one. He said it was more guaranteed money than what he got from Green Bay. They offered $41 million in new money. The agents wanted to keep going. That's where this thing went off the rails. That's my gut, is that Jerry and Steven, Jerry said last night that they kept asking, and I kept going to see, let's dig a little more, let's dig a little more. And we kept digging, and we kept digging, and we kept finding. He goes, and then every time we found money and said, are we good? They kept changing the amounts. Then he wanted to restart the negotiation again. Once we got to a certain number, we restarted again. There's a $6 million difference in what he could have got in Dallas and what he did get in Green Bay. Jerry said there were no trade talks right before the draft, and I think this is where it went. Here was another thing. I'll tell you, I was listening to the NFL Network last night, and you can believe this or whether you want to believe it or not. Jen Slater, who was reporting on the NFL Network last night, said that Micah, that she believed from her sources, this may be just Dallas talking, that Dallas lost a little bit of oomph and faith in Micah Parsons and his ability to want to be as dedicated as they wanted him to be. They said that he would drift in and out of meetings and the meeting rooms, and there was a lack of focus. And that's her reporting, not what I'm saying. But Jerry Jones did admit that he lied to Stephen A. He had no intention of trading him, but he thanked the guy for writing it because it helped them out in what they got from Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck Dallas is doing. I don't. This is a organizational fail from top to bottom. Can't look at it any other way. You have a guy in his prime who is incredible, who is a Hall of Fame talent. I don't know if he'll get there, but that's what he is. He is a Hall of Fame talent that's not even, 28 years old yet? This should have
I don't even know if he's 27.
This should have been figured out. This should have been easy, in my opinion. And Jerry getting butthurt about Micah and his camp asking for more money when he probably deserved that anyway based off of where the market moved. Why did that have to become personal? I will never understand that.
I think he beat the market, though. He claimed he beat the market.
But my thing is,
Jerry did.
You give Micah Parsons what he wants. He's Micah Parsons. He's that good of a player. And now, all you're doing now, when you're Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, is you're selling your fan base hope. That's all 2 first-round picks are. So you get 2 first-round picks, you get Kenny Clark back, and now you can sell to the team all this nonsense that Jerry's saying that how can you on record?
We're better against the run?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That they can be better now. AR, that to me, if I'm a Cowboy fan, I am sick to my stomach over this because ownership just showed me, if I were a Cowboy fan, we're not serious about winning right now. We're not. You're not going to find a guy in next year's draft or the draft after that is going to be as impactful right now for the Cowboys as Micah Parsons will be. Dak Prescott is 31 years old. He's coming down the home stretch of his career as far as elite plays. You have to capitalize on this window. For me, now you've gone backwards. You're not a contender at all, in my opinion. There are 2 contenders in that division, right? And the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. You're not even close to on their level anymore. What you are now is the 2024 Cincinnati Bengals. You'll have a fun offense. You'll get up and down the field with Pickens and Dak and CeeDee Lamb and all those guys. But you're not going to win anything of significance. And so the Packers, man, a team that I thought was good, have now, for me, turned into more of a contender when you have a difference maker like that at that position. Because when I looked at the Packers, I saw a lot of B to B plus players. They didn't have any blue chip guys to me. Now they absolutely have that in a game wrecker that can get after Jared Goff, get after J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams within that division. And so for Dallas, AR, this is nothing short of just an embarrassment, in my opinion.
It's odd, to say the least, for a guy like him, a guy who's 82 years old. Usually the 82-year-old owners don't like to kick the can down the road. They like to go all in while they can still go all in. And Jerry fooled us. He's whatever happened.
He fooled himself. That's what he did.
Well,
he played himself.
Well, let me ask you this. Because I look at, if we knew that he lowballed Micah or didn't make him the highest paid non-quarterback, then I could accuse him of being an embarrassment all day long. But I think what he's saying is, well, when I did that and we got to a finalized deal, then it was, okay, let's start over again. So he beat the market. Like, that's what he claims, that he did give him more guaranteed money than offered him more than Green Bay did. So this got personal for Jerry because Micah, he felt, my words, not his, wasn't negotiating in good faith anymore. That it was every time we met your number, you asked for more. Like every single time. And that's what he said last night. Every time I dug for more and got it for him, he said, I need more. And so, and keep this in mind also, they got picks first round in 26 and 27. So the 27 draft class, quarterbacks aside, Matty, will be Jeremiah Smith and other guys like that. So I don't know if it was a smart move. It certainly wasn't a smart move now. Whether it's a smart move long term is very suspect because, like you said, we don't know who those players are going to be, whether they'll be anything like Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons is a bona fide first-rounder and a guy that could be going to the Hall of Fame one day. So it surprised me. I can't say this is not an on-brand move for the Cowboys. It's very off-brand, especially when you have what you have offensively, because you're right. Micah Parsons, if you put Micah Parsons up against like Trey Hendrickson, from a talent standpoint, production standpoint, they're even. From a talent standpoint,
Micah's on another
guy's
level.
26, and he's got everything ahead of him. So I'm with you. I can't get all the way to that it's a complete organizational fail because it does set them up for a possibility, but to me, they are restarting then.
To me, you failed the organization because if I'm CeeDee Lamb, if I'm Dak, if I'm Pickens, what's the vibe today when we go in the building? Like, it's doom and gloom. It is.
Well, he was asked about that. He had zero worry about the locker room.
Well,
that's him talking.
When the players themselves on social media, with some of the things they tweeted out, it seems like those guys feel completely different. In Micah's statement, he said this: through it all, I never made any demands. I never asked for anything more than fairness. I only asked that the person I trust, his agent, to negotiate my contract to be a part of the process. That's another fail on Jerry's
You direct your agent, though. If the agent comes to you with the number of $41 million and you say no.
No, but my thing is, like, Jerry on record said he didn't want to talk to Micah's agent. He wanted the negotiation to be between Micah and Jerry himself.
But eventually
Micah,
he did talk to the agent, right?
No, he didn't. He closed him out after a certain amount of time. He didn't want to talk to his agent. And to me, that is just foolish.
I think this my gut, came down to we met your demands, and every time we met your demands, you asked to restart the negotiation and you asked for more. And Jerry got completely turned off by his star player not negotiating in good faith.
I don't get that.
Jerry claims that we met the figure that he wanted. Make me the highest non-paid or the highest non-quarterback in the league. We did that. He got more from Green Bay, so good for him. He got $6 million more a year.
Yeah.
So,
and now here's what you got to deal with if you're Dallas too. The 2 first-round picks that you have back now again, and all that is hope, and Jerry's going to try to sell everybody on that. The 2 picks you got are coming from teams that are a team that's going to be pretty darn good the next couple of years. So those aren't going to be top 10 picks, top 5 picks to where you can go get a Jeremiah Smith or whoever that's going to be. You're picking in the mid to late 20s.
Unless you use it to move
probably, and you got to have a dancing partner to get that done. Yeah. So those first-round picks to me don't mean that much, and it's a team within your own conference that's in your way. That's what I don't get about any of it.
If it wasn't Dallas and it wasn't the situation they're currently in, I think we would look at this as a fairly decent long-term move. But because it's Dallas, because it's Dak, because it's CeeDee Lamb, because it is Dallas and Jerry Jones, we look at it as a complete departure of everything that he has stood for.
Yeah, they are not in the business of trading away guys that are Hall of Fame talents in their prime. That, to me, just doesn't work.
I'm with you on that. That's the sure thing is the tough thing to find. We come back. Who goes in the pressure cooker? Find out next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is!
full of Dr. Pepper.
With sweet blackberry flavor.
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me.
No! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out.
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Call Rizzotti today at 777-4806.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. Bishop and Friends.
I love how that was his red flag. Like, that's where he drew the line, not all of the sugar that's in the filling.
It's okay, though. Fat-free whipped cream and milk. He's fine.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Heading back to school, we are stronger together. Educators and parents on a mission to make sure our public school students have what they need to succeed. We are excited together, ready to make this the best school year yet. We are better together. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing, asking you to stand with OEA for the great public schools Ohio students deserve. We are stronger together this school year because public education matters.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see a mix of partly sunny to mostly sunny skies today across central Ohio. Temperatures getting in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies, and then lows overnight dropping down into the upper 40s to low 50s with light winds. For Ohio State football on Saturday, lots of sunshine and warmer as our highs get into the mid to upper 70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, Ice, I'll make this quick on my leadoff because I'm putting your squad in it.
Yeah.
4 games back of the wild card with 28 to play. It's the Cincinnati Reds. The pressure is the highest it's been. Here's the deal. You get 9 home games in a row. 9-game homestand right now.
Okay.
Cards, Jays, and Mets. The Mets, they may have to sweep. Like, you might, but you cannot lay an egg against the Cards or the Jays. And I haven't really done the math on what record I think they'll have to have, but I think there are some key series here, and certainly the Mets will be the big one.
Yeah.
Get a little momentum. I think you'll have Singer coming back here. I feel like you guys are in it. You're in it. You're still a tough out. I know the odds are against it, but the pressure seems like it's at the highest only because of the 9-game homestand.
Yeah, no,
you
that's
have
real.
to take advantage of that.
That's real. Yeah, I mean, some of the teams that you mentioned, especially like that Toronto series right before the Mets, them sneaky good all year. They're leading the AL East right now. So, yeah, we got some work to do. That is for sure. First candidate for me, AR, I'm going with Joey Aguilar. Remember that name?
Mm-hmm.
Joey Aguilar, because Nico Iamaleava, he was like, you know what, I need some more money. He tried to pull a Micah Parsons, and they said, you know what, you can go too. So he found his way out there in California.
You can go too.
Playing in the Big Ten now.
Pack your
for UCLA. Who was UCLA's quarterback before Nico got there? It was a transfer from App State by the name of Joey Aguilar. Joey Aguilar making his debut for the Volunteers on August 30th, tomorrow, high noon. So this game probably won't get much attention because Ohio State and Texas are playing, but this guy has to show that fan base that I can hold it down. Nico, who? That should be his mission. Fran Brown and Syracuse, they had a very solid year a year ago with Kyle McCord, so that'll be interesting to see what they bring to the field. But Joey Aguilar got some nice money, too. Some of the reports out there about his NIL deal down there in Knoxville is that the coin is looking pretty good for him. And so, look, they're a top 25 team right now, 24th in the country, so barely in the top 25. But I'm putting some pressure on Joey Aguilar because I think his debut is going to be an important one for that Tennessee fan base.
Yeah, another one important will be Garrett Nussmeier. Got to put him in there because, listen, I like him a lot. He was great last season in his first year as LSU starter. 4K passer, had a lot of touchdowns. He's already got pressure on him because of the game playing against Clemson. He's also got pressure on him because there are people already predicting he's going to fail in this one. Greg McElroy's prediction on the game is he's going to have 2 picks or 2+ picks in the game, and that this offensive line for the LSU Tigers is going to struggle against that elite Clemson defense. So there's a lot of pressure on him to keep them in this game to try to win the game. Here's where the other pressure lies. He played 3 games against top 25 competition last year. Ole Miss, Bama, A&M. And I looked at the stats in those games. Not great. 50%, 6 TDs, 7 picks. He threw at least 2 picks in all 3 of the big-time games, and he threw 3 in the game against Bama. LSU was 1-2 in those games last season. He's a Heisman candidate. I really love him as a talent, but he makes mistakes under pressure, and he did it a lot last year. And a lot of people say they've seen this movie before. They'll see it again. He could prove a lot of people wrong right out of the gate if somehow against that Clemson defense he has a great game, but he needs to have one. So I'm putting him in the cooker.
It's a good call, and we had Aaron Taylor on earlier who covers college football for CBS, and he highlighted that 10 of his 12 picks from a year ago for Nussmeier came in the second half of games. And so if that game is close, how much trust will that LSU fan base have, Brian Kelly and his staff have in Nussmeier to bring it home? We shall see. Second candidate for me, I'm going with Cal Raleigh. It's been a historic year for the Seattle Mariners catcher. However, after last night, Kyle Schwarber is trying to take that home run king crown away from him. Your boy, the Indiana Hoosier, last night.
4 of them.
4 home runs. Only the 21st player in Major League Baseball history to do that. The 3rd guy to actually do it this year, which is wild. But for Cal Raleigh, you want that. You want that bullet point on your resume that I was the home run king. So he's got to get busy because Kyle Schwarber does this. He's hitting bombs. He's hit bombs for years and years. And he's timed this up well because Kyle Schwarber is about to be a free agent at the end of the season. So he is about to get himself a bag. But I'm looking at Cal Raleigh, because I want him to be the guy. He's had an incredible year. The moment at the home run derby with his pops and his brother and all of that. Finish the job here, Kyle Raleigh. Get it done. You're on the pressure list because of what Kyle Schwarber did last night.
One of the great Hoosier baseball players of all time.
Yeah, man.
And the other one would be, I believe, a guy that played for, I wonder if he played for Indiana. I was thinking, Ted Kluszewski, big Cincinnati Red. Big Clue, first base.
Okay.
Played for Cincinnati. Traded for D. Fondee, 1957. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go to the U.S. Open, and I'm going to tell you that everybody at the U.S. Open not named Yannick Sinner or Carlos Alcaraz has pressure on them. Because you go back to the late 2000s, Federer and Nadal, who owned the tour. Every major was theirs to lose.
Yeah.
Heading into the U.S. Open this year, Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz certainly battling for number one. They faced off the last 4 finals at events where they both played. Rome, the French, Wimbledon, Cincinnati. If one of them wins the U.S. Open, that'll make 2 years in a row that the pair have swept the majors.
Okay.
The last time only 2 men won Grand Slam titles over a 2-year period was Fed and Nadal 17 years ago. So world number one ranking also on the line, obviously, between the two in New York. And the only way Sinner is guaranteed to stay on top is if he wins it. So all of a sudden Alcaraz can kind of step through that. But, I mean, the odds of somebody else winning it besides the two of them, we'll see if Benny Shelton can do it. New York sometimes provides a little more for the Americans.
Yeah.
And so the pressure is on everybody but those two guys.
I love the moment with Shelton and Trinity Rodman, his girlfriend, when she was at the press conference giving him some crap. That was funny right there. Hey, what's that saying? You don't want to be the guy that follows the guy, right? You want to be the guy. I don't know the second part of that. But the first part is the most important part. You don't want to be the guy.
It's tough to follow a legend.
The legend. Yeah. And for Carson Beck right now,
shoot for the
he's
stars,
got to
land on the moon. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's my strength of these type of sayings. I know them all, obviously. But for Carson Beck, he has to follow up Cam Ward and what he did a year ago. Back in 2023, Carson Beck was balling, man. Almost 4,000 yards through the air, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Then last year, only 3,400 yards, 28 touchdowns, but he doubled his interceptions, going from 6 to 12. The yards per attempt went down from 9.5 to 7.8. And so this is a big-time matchup for Miami, taking on TLC's Golden Domers, I believe, on Sunday night. And so this guy has the goods. He looks the part. There's going to be a good offensive line in front of him, led by Mario Cristobal as a former offensive lineman as well. And so there's still some talent to work with. Yes, they lost some guys to the league, but, man, this guy can provide, I think, a lot of structure and confidence for Miami to look at their program and say last year just wasn't a flash in the pan with Cam Ward and him transferring in. Now we may be able to build something. So I cannot wait to see what he looks like against what we know will probably be a good defense led by Marcus Freeman.
Well done. That's the pressure cooker going into the first weekend of college football. We'll come back in 2 minutes and we'll set the scene, the menu. This weekend in college football, we'll make our picks against the number. That's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, TCU walked into the locker room at halftime in the 2016 Alamo Bowl, down 31-0. The Horned Frogs stormed into the second half and erased a 31-point deficit to force overtime, and eventually won it in the third overtime, 47-41.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and Columbus football is back. And what better way to kick off the season than driving home in a tough, reliable 2024 Toyota Tacoma from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 72 months with 20% down, or lease it for $239 a month for 36 months for 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Head to Germain Toyota of Columbus today on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Your home for great deals all season long.
Working Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
College football picks with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Krieger Ford. Find your next Ford at Krieger Ford. Visit KriegerFord.com today.
All right, let's throw some crap at the wall and see what sticks. This is opening weekend of college football. Nobody knows anything. There's a feel. You have some rosters, of course. The handicappers do an incredible job because how they know is anybody's guess. But we'll let TLC set the stage for us, buddy. Pick out the best games and give us the numbers.
All right, let's start with the Jarrett Stidham Bowl. Auburn -2.5 at Baylor.
All right, so Hugh Freeze already said he's using all three quarterbacks in the season opener. Like, I think he's already he suggested that he could. He didn't say he would. So there is a difference. Baylor, they just seem to have more stability. They've got a senior. They're coming off last year on a 6-game win streak. I feel they have a little momentum there. Boy, Auburn is favored on the road, huh? TLC, less than a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm not going to rethink it. Give me Baylor. I'll take Baylor plus the 2.5.
The Baylor Bears? Listen, man, I think a guy to watch out for is Bryson Washington, running back for Baylor.
Washington.
That dude is nice. That dude can get busy. You really scared me off of Auburn when you said what Hugh Freeze said, because the old saying, and I'm going to try this again, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Right? What happens if you have three? What does that mean?
Well, it's always nice when you're a quarterback and your head coach tells you to start looking over your shoulder before the season even started.
Brutal place to be. I'm going with Baylor. I'm rolling with you, man. They had a pretty good year last year in the Big 12. I think they'll have a chance to hit the ground running. I'll lay the points and roll with Baylor.
Now, the early line had Bama as a 13.5-point favorite at Florida State, but they're going to go into Tallahassee officially at -14.
Okay, so you remember the name Tommy Castellanos, AR? You know the name.
Yeah.
Remember all the trash talk he was doing about Alabama this offseason and then doubled down? And he said, Saban's not here to save you guys anymore. Well, on Alabama's side of things, they have been foaming at the mouth to get after this guy because of those comments. Alabama's defense was amazing last year, top 10 in yards per play and all of those things. It's the offense, right, for Kalen DeBoer. We watched it at Washington with Penix and the crew. It was electric. He now gets his old offensive coordinator back in Ryan Grubb, so that offense should have more flow to it. Ty Simpson comes in, and look, Jalen Milroe was inconsistent with his play, but he was electric to watch when he was right. And so because of Tommy Castellanos' comments alone, I'm going with Alabama.
Norvell brought in a pretty good transfer class.
Okay.
That's good and bad for us because we have no idea what they can become. But when you get a top 10 transfer class, Florida State should be respected by a lot of teams. That was just an embarrassment.
Bad
last year.
for them.
Embarrassment.
Yeah,
so they've got a lot of pride on the line. I agree with you. The Tide are so much better, and they're better positioned to take a big, massive leap under DeBoer. A lot of pressure on him. I could have put him in the cooker as well. Boy, 14's a big number to lay on the road to start, but I just trust them more. And I'll go back to my old phrase. It's a lot of points until it isn't.
Yep.
And so I like what you said in the beginning. Bama wants to hurt them bad. We'll see if it happens. I'll lay the 14.
Give LSU credit. They scheduled tough, but I don't believe that they've won an opening game since the championship season in 2019. And
your boy Brian Kelly.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that anymore. I think the best thing he ever did was hire Marcus Freeman and then leave. Thank you very much. But he is traveling to, as he calls it, Death Valley Jr. in Clemson's -4.
Oh, wow. So they haven't won a season opener since Burrow was quarterbacking them.
5 straight.
Yeah.
5 straight for LSU. Season opening.
Clemson does not do well against the SEC.
Okay.
They haven't. I think they're better equipped to handle the opener because I worry about, as I said in the pressure cooker, Nussmeier getting protected against that Clemson D. But the points, to me, are the play here. I'm going to take the 4. I don't think the gap is that huge. 4 is not a lot of points, but it does protect me from a field goal and allows me to maybe put a little heart into it because I want Nussmeier to play well. Yeah. So give me LSU plus the 4.
First time these programs have ever met in the regular season. Last time they squared off was in that natty that TLC was talking about. So it's cool that we're getting some of that going on here. Man, Clemson, this has been the offseason of Penn State and Clemson and what people think they're going to do this year. Clemson returns a lot, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They've got 7 to 8 starters that they are bringing back. On offense, Antonio Williams is a baller and a shot caller. The dude had over 900 yards last year.
But does he wish he was a little bit taller?
Maybe so.
Okay.
The dude had 11 touchdowns last year. Kate Klubnik, those guys are going to be cooking, and I think it starts this Saturday with this Clemson team getting it done. LSU's defense, massive question mark a year ago. They ranked 14th in the SEC in turnovers and points per game. And then we talked to Aaron Taylor earlier, and he has questions about how they're resetting on the offensive line. I like Nussmeier. His pops is a coach in the NFL. I got all that. I just think Clemson's going to be doing too much. I'm laying the floor and rolling with Dabo.
This time last year, a lot of people were excited about Nico Iamaleava, and now he is a 5.5-point underdog at home. Utah going to Pasadena.
Let me tell you something real fast.
Yeah, talk to me.
Maddie's the only one that was able to pronounce his name at the very beginning. Everybody else failed. Now they're catching up to you, so well done.
Thanks.
Give me the number now. You said that
5.5, Utah on the road, UCLA.
Both teams have holes defensively. UCLA getting those points on its home field with, I think, an actual better, let me put it this way, more talented quarterback. I'm going to take UCLA.
What I believe in is good play down in the trenches. And I know Kyle Whittingham and Utah, they are going to bring at least that to the field every Saturday. Man, what's around Nico, I don't love what I've been reading and hearing about that. I'm with you on his talent, AR. To me, he has Heisman talent. To me, he has first-round type of talent. He's just got to put it all together. I just think it's going to be a bit of an uphill climb, and I think Utah's going to be the more physical team in this one. So I'll lay the points and roll with the Utes.
Heron78, who's always an instigator in the YouTube chat, reminded me that Va-Tech and South Carolina are actually the warm-up act, so to speak, for Notre Dame and Miami on Sunday. So some Sunday action, South Carolina minus 7.5 at home.
We love our instigators. That's fine. We embrace them.
I'm an instigator.
Yeah,
and you love me. We work with you every day.
Instigator and an agitator.
It's in question whether we love you or not yet. We're getting there. It's
you tolerate me.
We like you right now.
You get me 6 days a week now, whether you like it or not.
Fair enough. It'll start at 6:30 tomorrow morning. He is tolerable. Listen, man. Lenore Sellers, he's different, AR. He's cut from a different cloth. When you look at the things he can do, not even just outside of the pocket, that is, I think, his biggest strength right now. Man, his pocket mobility, all those things, he's got the size. He has everything. Kyron Drones for Virginia Tech is nobody to, scoff at either. Like, he's a talented dude as well. I'm going to roll with South Carolina, though. I believe in what they've got going on offense under Lenore Sellers. Watch Dylan Stewart on defense, I think, will level up. So I'll go with the Gamecocks.
The one thing I would say about Tech is that, and they were under 500 last year, but if you look back at their schedule, they lost all their games by fewer than 7 points. Like, they were in every game, it felt like. I'm glad you mentioned Kyron Drones because he's as dual threat as anybody.
Yeah, he can go.
And Sellers has the Heisman hype, and deservedly so. Well, you said 7.5, huh?
I did.
That's why they did it. That hook could kill us or kill me. I'm going to go with Maddie. I'm going to go with Maddie here. I'll lay the 7.5. I'll talk myself into the home team winning by more than 7.5.
Who do you trust less, a first-time starting quarterback or Carson Beck? Notre Dame's minus 2.5 on the road.
Kirby Smart let Carson Beck go.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, do I trust that he knew? Is this kind of a Kyle McCord, like, thanks for everything? But
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow. This one's tough. I like Miami, but Notre Dame's going to run that football, and I'm going to lay the 2.5.
Man, this is tough for me.
Yep.
It's tough for me because the experience at the most important position clearly leans towards Carson Beck. CJ Carr, talented guy coming out of high school, 6th ranked quarterback in the 24 class. TLC mentioned it earlier. His grandpa is Lloyd Carr, so he's got some of that seasoning going on as well. Miami has some dogs in that front seven, and so that, to me, combined with what I think the offensive line and quarterback play will look like for Miami, leads me to the Hurricanes winning the game. But you're telling me that Miami's laying 7?
No.
Notre Dame's laying
2.5.
Notre Dame's laying 2.5.
Yeah.
Boy, this is the hardest one yet for me. It really is. And this is a true home game for Miami, correct?
Yes, and
okay.
Indy is bringing back 4 starters on the offensive line.
That they are. And Jeremiah Love is a game breaker. I looked this up. In September last year, the dude had a 48-yard run. October 64, November 76, and December a 98-yarder. They got another good back as well. I am going to go with Notre Dame and lay the 2.5 on the road. I don't love it, though, but I'll roll with the goal.
Even with Ward, they had a tough time beating good teams.
Yeah, and Carson Beck is not him. All right, let's round it out with the Monday night game. I'm sure a broadcaster is going to try to make a cute joke about how Bill Belichick's accustomed to coaching on Monday Night Football. Okay. TCU minus 3.5 going to Chapel Bill.
Yeah, I'm not connecting those dots. The math ain't mathing for me on that one, TLC. Yeah, Chapel Bill's ready to pop off. They sold out all of their home games. To me, it's just way too much new in North Carolina to deal with the program led by Sonny Dykes, who went into the offseason with some good momentum. They won their last 4 games a year ago. I'm going with TCU.
Don't expect a massive miracle here on day one.
Yeah.
I know the crowd will be into it. The Tar Heels were 0-7 against the spread at home last season, and now they're introducing 70 new players. I'm taking TCU.
Yep.
And those are your CFB picks. Inaugural for the season.
Week 1. All right. We come back. Buckeye Bulletin. Tim May and his headline for the big one. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
On Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. New customers opt in and get a free lottery ticket. Download the app and start ordering lottery tickets today. Use code VOCAL. That's code VOCAL on Jackpocket. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 or older. Jackpocket is a lottery courier and not affiliated with the Ohio Lottery. Opt in for $5 in non-withdrawable lottery credits that expire in 168 hours. Terms at jkpt.co/draw5.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Tailgate season is here, and if your grill makes you have to duck when you light it, it's time for an upgrade. Billiards Plus carries top-of-the-line grills that you can pass down to your kids and gifts the whole family will enjoy. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Common Man here. I want to tell you about my guy, Bob Capace, owner-operator of Worthington Jewelers for the past 25 years. If your only experience is going to the mall for jewelry, Bob and his team will blow you away. Service, quality, and a great price. The store is busy all the time because people keep coming back. True story. My 8-year-old daughter says to me, "When can we go see Mr. Capace again? He's nice." Yes, he's nice. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Now through Monday, save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text Sizzle to 369-369. That's SIZZLE to 369-369. Sizzle to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, beautiful time of the year. Football Friday with my man Tim May. The Tim May Show, the new one, fanstreamsports.com. Also here on The Fan, he'll be with me on the Tailgate Show tomorrow from 8:30 to 10:30. And he's with us now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. That's a mouthful. My man Tim, how you feeling, bud?
Feeling pretty good. Hey, and you forgot, also on that Tailgate Show, we'll have Biddle in the middle.
Biddle will be in the middle, and we may even have an appearance from an old pancake man. Trying to connect that up. All right, let's just start with kind of the generalities on this one. Where are your biggest question marks for the Buckeyes tomorrow, and where are your biggest, I guess, guarantees in a way, if there is such a thing?
Question marks isn't curious more than huge question marks, but question marks are obvious. Quarterback, offensive tackles, how are they going to play? A defensive line, is the depth going to be a factor? It's pretty interesting that fall has arrived 4 weeks early, but because they think these temperatures help the big guys tomorrow. But depth of the defensive line, I think the starting defensive line looks excellent, and the backups at tackle, or excuse me, at ends look excellent. And then is Texas going to find a way to make Jalen McClain or Malik Hartford have to make a play instead of Caleb Downs? So anywhere there's new guys starting, those are question marks or curiosity marks for both teams.
Tim, let's dig in a little bit more on the defensive line, those ends that you were talking about, because I mentioned earlier in the show, I can't wait to see what Bo Atkinson looks like in a Buckeye uniform. So dig a little deeper on that, the ends, and maybe why you feel confident in that unit.
Did you say that because Reimer's sitting right there and it hurts his feelings to know that his Carolina Blue dude is now a Buckeye Scarlet and Gray?
No.
I'm not sure.
I did not say that.
I am as curious as anybody to see how Matt Patricia and Larry Johnson, but directed by Matt Patricia, how they mix and match things up front. You know there are going to be some shenanigans of some sort up front because the main thing tomorrow for both defenses is getting after a first-time, full-time starting quarterback. That's the biggest challenge for both defenses. While at the same time, both of these teams want to establish the run game with talented running backs. Of course, Ohio State's replacing as good a running backs as you've ever seen at Ohio State over a 4-game stretch there in the playoffs with Sean Judkins and Travion Henderson. And what they're really I think C.J. Donaldson, James Peoples, even Bo Jackson, they can all run the ball. But can they step up in there and block as viciously on blitz pickups, et cetera, like those two guys did? That remains to be seen.
Tim, if this goes anywhere like or similar to last year's game against Texas, and Texas tries to take away Jeremiah Smith the best they can, this could be a classic opener where a young quarterback finds a tight end. Is it going to be a tight end kind of game for Julian Sayin tomorrow?
Any great quarterback, any quarterback who's gone on to be great, finds his tight end often and early, or early and often, I guess is a better way of putting it. With Max Clare there, but also a couple of those other guys he really likes. I mean, Benny Christian has the only touchdown for Julian Sayin yet, right? So if he's in the game, look out. Keystone combo. But Brian Day made a point about how he really likes his tight end room under the direction of Keenan Bailey. As deep a room as they've had. And a guy to watch, we haven't talked hardly any about in the preseason is Jelani Thurman, because he continues to make strides. I mean, they've got some opportunities there to really do some things, maybe even a 12 personnel look to even shake some things up. But any good quarterback eventually knows his best friend is the tight end, and some of them go to Hall of Fame careers leaning on that. But, I'm curious as anybody to see how Max Clare fits in, because, at Purdue, he was really the main weapon when they threw the ball. Now he could be an afterthought third or fourth option. Look out for that, because he's productive.
All right, Tim May, you've had an entire offseason to prepare for this moment. When Buckeye Nation wakes up on Sunday morning and they think, wait a minute, I didn't read what Tim May had to say about the Longhorns and the Buckeyes getting after it. They had some breakfast tacos on the side, and they say, let me go check out what the great Tim May had to say. What will your headline read?
I've had all year to prepare this, and now I'm down to the crunch time, and I've got to deliver.
It's time.
It's fourth down.
Here's what I came up with just minutes ago. Art, parentheses, Griffith, close parentheses, rings bell, comma, Buckeyes rally, comma, round up Longhorns, comma, apply multi-J brand.
That is a phenomenal debut, in my opinion. That's
Julian
a great way
Sayin,
to start the season.
Julian Sayin, James Peoples. Julian Sayin, James Peoples, C.J. Donaldson, Bo Jackson, Kenyatta Jackson. Need I go on?
Okay.
It's quite a headline.
It's going to be a long headline there.
Maddie.
It's a long headline, but, we're talking about internet now. We don't have to worry about it, taking up too much space across the paper.
No character limit. Maddie lifted the cap went up on your character limit, man.
That's good.
Where are you guys? Are y'all at the airport? Where are you guys right now?
Yes, we're at Eddie George's at the airport. No, we're at the O Patio down on Lane, man. Right north of St. John.
Hey, how many Texas fans have you? I've already seen like 10 Texas fans around town as I've made my rounds today. I've been on like 6 or 8 radio shows and one public one public appearance and stuff. But I've seen Texas fans already in town. They're coming in, baby.
They're here.
I've seen 3 today.
Really?
Here at the O Patio.
Yeah, I've seen about 6 or 7 that were sitting right here. It's not too crazy right now with the burnt orange. A lot of scarlet and gray, as always, but Texas is here.
When two-story programs, two-storied institutions get together, it's a happening. This is what you mean when you say college football, baby.
No doubt, no doubt.
Having that team up here is pretty tremendous, buddy. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, man. Get some rest.
Always a pleasure. See you, Matty.
See you, Tim May.
That is Tim May, veteran beat reporter here on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. You know what happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when you asked him, you said, "What will Buckeye fans read?" instead of just his headline, and I think he took it and ran with it. Since you didn't cap him right out of the gate.
We've been doing this for years. You should know the drill at this point. I'm here for all the commas, though.
What will your paragraph read?
Comma,
semicolon.
I love it. I love it.
All right, we're going to stay with the Buckeyes. And this man, he was the field general for them way back when, in the late 80s, early 90s. He's our man, Greg Fry. He will jump on next and analyze the young quarterback for Ohio State, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
The summer event is still on at Germain Honda of Dublin, and the deals are hot. Lease the rugged 25 Honda Ridgeline Sport for just $339 a month, or finance with an unbeatable 0.99% APR. Or drive home in the new 25 Honda Prologue EX. Lease it now for only $149 a month or 0% APR plus no payments for 90 days. Get the deal you deserve at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for full details.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Out our Inn, the legendary bar on High and Framby since 1969, is open at 6 a.m. on game day. Be one of the first 100 through the door and score a limited edition Out Our Inn shirt. 3 generations of fans have signed their walls. Out Our Inn, with the biggest bar, best patios, and great music. It's the #1 game day tradition. Follow them on social for details. Out Our Inn, where the title defense begins.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats live from the stands, and we've got a special update. Sources confirm fans using the Vivid Seats app are racking up rewards with every ticket and doing it fast. With an unbeatable lineup of seats and perks that go the distance, why use any other app for game day? Don't fumble this season. Grab your tickets through Vivid Seats, download their app, earn rewards, and as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, get $20 off your first $200 in-app purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. 1 day away from the 5th all-time meeting between Texas and Ohio State at noon. Longhorns are the first #1 team to come to Ohio Stadium since the Buckeyes beat #1 Iowa 22-13 in 1985. Pre-game coverage outside St. John Arena starts at 6:30 a.m. on The Fan. Hilliard-Bradley duels with Hilliard-Darby tonight at 7 for the Fan's high school football game of the week. High school overtime to follow at 9:30. 2 Power 4 football matchups tonight. Auburn at Baylor, then Georgia Tech at Deion Sanders in Colorado. In the Big Ten, number 12 Illinois greets Western Illinois, while Michigan State welcomes Western Michigan. Baseball tonight, Cincinnati Reds host the St. Louis Cardinals at 6:40. Cleveland Guardians welcome the Seattle Mariners at 7:10. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Let's see. High school, Buckeyes, Browns, kids in the retention pond. It must be Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Football is good. The Fan. Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Buckeye football is back tomorrow, high noon. Buckeyes against Texas. Amazing game. 1-2, 1-3, however you want to look at in the preseason rankings. We get going tomorrow, the defense of the title, and the march begins with a new team, a new quarterback, new coordinators, and it's going to be very interesting to see what they do in their opener at home. One guy that knows all about what it's like to face the pressure of being a field general for Ohio State. In fact, back in the day when 2,000 yards was a lot of yards thrown around the football, this guy did it a handful of times. I think he was the only guy in history with 3 seasons of 2K passing yards. And he is our friend Greg Fry, and he's with us now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. My man, it's great to have you.
Great to be on, Anthony. I appreciate the intro. You're dead on. I was the only one to do that. I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah, in this day and age, I know that they like to sling it around, but, man, you were a co-captain, and you really were one of those guys that lit it up in 88, 89, and 90, a team leader. And Matty knows you. Matty, when you were the OC at Pick North, that's when you really became famous for him.
Saw it with my own eyes. Came out there with those red ponies and was cooking us. It was good to see you then, good to talk to you now.
Thank you. Those were fun days on Scout Team. I had a blast with that.
Let's start with what's emotional for you right now. Your son Jackson, what does he want to just break all of his dad's records? Is that what's going on at St. X? Got a game under his belt, got another one tonight against Centerville. You must be really proud, but I don't know if he has 487 against Moeller in him, but maybe he will one day.
Well, yes, I'm very proud of him. And, I just want him to write his own ticket. It's not about comparing to what I did. It's about having the opportunity to show what he can do. And, going to St. Xavier just really has opened the door. And last week had a huge win over at Lakota West. He's a very, very good football team. So great way to get his feet wet. And, now get tonight another test in Centerville. So I'm just excited what he can do. And I get to be a dad and watch, which just makes it really special.
How tough is that to be just the dad? How much does he ask you? How much do you want to give him before games?
You know what? It's hard because I'm used to coaching him. So this is my first year not coaching him. So I have a lot of faith in the St. Xavier coaches. So I'm really trying to stay out of the way and just be dad. And that's not easy because I still want to know what's going on behind the scenes, right? So it's a week-by-week progress for me.
Let's talk about Julian Sayin, Greg, and lock in on the new QB1 for Ohio State. You know what it takes, man. You do. And the emotions for him, I'm sure, are going to be all over the place. But he's a talented guy, but now this is the biggest stage that college football has to offer outside of, obviously, the playoff and the national championship. But when you look at where he's at right now, Greg, how can Coach Day, Coach Hartline, what can they do to help maybe ease him into the game just a little bit?
You know what? I thought about this a lot, and here's my answer. would you rather be him or the Texas quarterback with the host of receivers that Ohio State have? I'd much rather be Julian Sayin coming in this game because he doesn't have to be a hero. He's just got to deliver and distribute the football, and he's got a wealth of guys to throw it to, including a guy named Max Clare, who, if anybody doesn't know about him yet, you're going to know about him because he's probably going to draw a lot of single coverages at tight end. He is very, very good.
When you think about what Ryan Day, when you hear the words, make the routine play routinely as a quarterback, you kind of lean into that, or do you want more confidence from your coach? Like, how do you look at the way Ryan Day wants to handle him and take the pressure off him, but obviously he's going to have to take some chances to win the game tomorrow?
Well, I'm not sure if he's going to take chances. I mean, I think that Ryan does that every game. I mean, to me, as a coordinator, and I would still consider Ryan, part of the coordinating process, is you want to give your quarterback, and I've always believed this, maybe 5 or 6 shots a game where based on film, hey, we're going to put you in a position here for a big play. And, you want to hit a couple of those. So those plays will come to you as a quarterback. But really, it's about, can we have a high completion percentage? Can we be effective on first down? Can we convert a really good percentage on third down? That's a killer in a game like this. If you can go 50% on third downs, you're probably going to win. So, no, I don't think it's extra pressure. I think the pressure is inherent in the opportunity. But I honestly believe this. I believe there's less pressure on Julian Sayin because of the support and the wealth, the luxury he has of the talent around him. He doesn't have to be a hero. He can just distribute the football, and everything will take care of itself.
Last year they had Travion and Quinshawn. Those dudes were absolute ballers, and now there's some new guys. They're going to have to try to grab a hold of that gig and be highly productive there. From a quarterback's perspective, Greg, talk about what a potent run game can do and how that can change things up for a quarterback, maybe in a good way.
Well, I'm going to tell you, any great quarterback would say this, you got to have a solid running game, or at least the threat of one, to be able to open up the pass game, especially the play-action pass game. And that's really at any level. So they got to run the football, and they know that. But at the same time, they have the ability, if they want to come out and stretch the field and throw it to set up the run, which when I was an OC, I loved doing that. I loved to spread out the field, get that defense running, and then circle back in the second half and really pound on them, run the football. Now, Ohio State can do both, but obviously in the last, I don't know how many years, Ohio State has been very successful running the football, and that's not going to change, even with new faces.
Greg Fry with us, former Ohio State quarterback, former captain, and a guy that knows all about meeting the pressure. So let me ask you this about, tomorrow and whether or not you feel like this is a game where you do mostly lean on the running game. Are these screen passes? Are these slants? JJ's got to get his shot, right? You don't want to leave tomorrow thinking you didn't, at least try to get him the football. But he only caught, the one pass last year against Texas. They still won the game. But what do you think the game plan is as far as throwing the football tomorrow?
Oh, I think they're going to throw it. I don't think they're going to shy away from it at all. I think, again, there's going to be mismatches. When you got 2 great receivers on each side, and now you got a weapon with Max Clare, and I'm not leaving out the other tight ends because we've got a wealth of tight ends. But that means Texas has got to pick their poison. So, again, I'm going to lean on Max Clare a little bit because if you're going to try to put 2 guys on Jeremiah Smith and maybe one or 2 on Tate, then you're leaving the middle open, and Max Clare will kill you. So defensively, you only got 11 guys. You got to pick your poison. So it's a matter of game planning of, hey, how can we get these guys on one-on-one? If they're going to take away Jeremiah, fine. Let him be a decoy, but find the other guys. And that's the job of Julian Sayin is make sure you understand what we're trying to accomplish on these plays and who we're really trying to identify and find that single coverage and take advantage.
So Texas did a good job in the playoff taking away Jeremiah Smith, but some other guys really stepped up and responded. And to your point, Greg, about Max Flair, we were talking yesterday about the game G. Scott had against Texas, and he had a handful of catches, right? So, I'm with you on what Max Flair can do. But when it comes to Jeremiah, how much moving around would you have in the offense for him this week? Would you keep him outside where he's comfortable, or as a play caller, do you think you should move him maybe into the slot every once in a while, maybe have him doing some eye candy things in the backfield? Like, what's your take on that and maybe moving Jeremiah around the offense a little bit?
Well, I like that. And now you're getting into, how's the offense going to look different with a new face calling the plays, right? Because last year, obviously, we had a pretty good OC, making those calls. But I agree. You've got to have some creativity to get your playmaker the ball. And I'm flashing back to the Rose Bowl. I thought they did a fabulous job of that last year. So, how do you do that and try to? I mean, Texas, they're pretty good coaches too. So they're not stupid. They know what to expect, and they don't want that guy to make any big plays. So I agree. I don't have the exact answer other than you got to find creative ways, whether it's motion or shifting him, or just letting him be a decoy for a while and then finally taking a shot at some point. But you got to take some shots with him because obviously we know he can make the plays.
You started by saying, you'd rather be saying because all the notoriety goes to Arch Manning. But give me your take on Arch Manning. They didn't use him in the playoff game against Ohio State. They could have when they got down there in the fourth quarter and they were first and goal at the 2. They didn't put him in, and Ohio State blew up that possession and tilted the field for the scoop and Sawyer. So give me your take on Arch Manning, what you expect tomorrow, and maybe the risks that you think Matt Patricia will have to take against him.
Well, that's an interesting matchup. You obviously you got Matt Patricia in there, and he's a heck of a DC. So look, I think Arch is going to be a great football player, and I don't get caught up in the hype. I've watched enough film on him. He's very accurate. He's a playmaker. He's not afraid of the moment, and he's really got great feet. I mean, that's the thing that concerns me is his feet. He can run, and he can also move well in the pocket. He glides in the pocket. So. But the reality is, he hasn't played a ton. So all the hype is based on his name, and that's a heavy weight for him to carry. But I think he's going to be pretty good at carrying that. And I just think, it may not be tomorrow, but I think he's going to have a heck of a year and a really great career. I really do.
There's a lot of people, Greg, I'm sure, as you know, that are high on this crop of quarterbacks that can go on to the NFL next year, Arch maybe being one of them. When you look around college football, is there a quarterback you're really excited to watch to maybe see if he can level up and build off of what he did last year?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm just looking at these two guys, really. Because these are two of the premier programs. New opportunities for both of them, and I know what that feels like. They want to prove that they belong. And both of them, Julian has had his share of hype too, being a 5-star. So, it's their time to shine. And trust me, I remember it like yesterday of knowing what that feels like. Like, okay, this is my time to show what I can do, and I want to make the most of this opportunity. So, now it's for real. Like, it's no more spring practice, no more scrimmages, no more being the backup. You're the guy, and everybody's watching. And it's time to step up. And, you want to see how those guys are going to respond to that pressure because with that opportunity comes a lot of pressure to perform.
How do you feel that just the circumstance around the national title and people throwing out a narrative of a hangover and just the emotion of that plays into tomorrow at all?
I just think that's hard to begin with. When you're trying to repeat, everybody's gunning for you. And, complacency can set in when you've won. It is a very human thing. So, that's on Ryan Day to work through that this year, and that is not an easy task. But at the same time, I'm sure there's a narrative of, guys, we're a new football team. This is a different year, and we're going to get tested right away. So as Buckeyes, we're at home. So we got to take care of business tomorrow, and all the focus is going to be on tomorrow, not what happened last year. And to me, it's about setting the table for this year, because if you take care of business tomorrow, that really sets up the schedule. It sets up the playoffs. Not that you can't get in if you don't win, but boy, that just changes everything if you come out with a W.
Greg, any scenario that you see Lincoln Keenholz getting in this game?
Well, that's a great question. I wish I could go to practice every day because, if you're there every day, you really know what's going on. And I'm impressed with everything that I've heard that he has done, because 2 years ago he was a long way off. But he has really closed the gap as far as I can tell. And as athletic as he is, I was the type as an OC, I loved playing two guys, and I'd like to have a package for a guy like that. Not saying he's the starter, but saying, hey, we want to put a package in because I know what it can do. It causes a lot of friction defensively because now all of a sudden the next defensive coordinator watching your tape has got to prepare for that guy. And that's extra stress on the defense. So, I don't think you're going to see that, but I'll tell you what, I feel very confident that if he had to play, that he can get the job done. I really do.
He was the 86 St. X grad who set all those records for the Bombers back in the day. His son Jackson is now following in his cleat marks. We wish him the best. Greg, thanks for making time for us, bud. Hope to see you soon. Good luck.
Thanks, Nancy. Thanks, Matty. Go Bucs.
Thank you.
Got it. Greg Fry, former Buckeye, here with us on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, we'll come back. We'll stay with quarterbacks. And a former Super Bowl MVP at the position makes his prediction on who will play for the big one this year. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
On Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. New customers opt in and get a free lottery ticket. Download the app and start ordering lottery tickets today. Use code VOCAL. That's code VOCAL on Jackpocket. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 or older. Jackpocket is a lottery courier and not affiliated with the Ohio Lottery. Opt in for $5 in non-withdrawable lottery credits that expire in 168 hours. Terms at jkpt.co/draw5.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $404 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Other stations in town have started using AI voices. It's because they're cheap and they think you're stupid. Well, we may think you're stupid, but we don't think you're cheap, damn it. We're live and local with real people. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see a mix of partly sunny to mostly sunny skies today across central Ohio. Temperatures getting in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies, and then lows overnight dropping down into the upper 40s to low 50s with light winds. For Ohio State football on Saturday, lots of sunshine and warmer as our highs get into the mid to upper 70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, aside from, listen, the biggest news of the day was yesterday was Micah Parsons getting traded. We all had fun with thinking that Jerry was going to swoop in and pick up the check and meet whatever it needed to be met. But I really do subscribe to the theory that they did want to make him the highest paid non-quarterback. I believe Jerry, when he got up in front of the media and said, we did, and we paid him more guaranteed money than what he would have gotten. And every time we felt like we got to a finishing point, either his agent or Mike himself said, okay, we're starting a new conversation. And I think Jerry just got done with it. It's not that he didn't think Mike was a great person or a great talent, because he said that last night. I'm not buying the fact that all of a sudden it makes him better. Like Jerry was trying to sell this makes them better.
It's crazy.
It doesn't. It makes them better maybe against the run because of the guy they got, but it doesn't make them a better football team. It may make them a better football team down the road, but he had a proven talent in Micah Parsons. Jerry doesn't have fear of paying guys. I think he just got to a point where the negotiations were not being done in good faith, he felt, on Micah's side. And that's where it went sideways. So he started entertaining the trade behind the scenes. It caught everybody off guard, including Shefty on our program. Go ahead and play it, TLC.
One more time, call it.
Go ahead and play it, TLC.
I eliminated that from the board. Let me give you a second.
Oh my! That should never be deleted. It was 2 days ago.
No.
It's already old.
I just said I took it off the board because I was getting the other sound ready.
All right, third time. Are you ready now?
Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and hello, Adam Schefter.
I watched this week. Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals were nowhere. Terry McLaurin and the Commanders were nowhere, and they got deals done. So I've learned this lesson from covering 35 years in the NFL that things get done when they have to get done. So that always increases the chances. But I would say, in this particular case, there's been zero progress. Zero. Okay. And it seems like there's a lot of feelings bent out of shape, and a lot of people are angry, and a lot of things would have to change for there to be a deal done in time for the opener. I know that can change with one call or one meeting today. I'm not aware of any progress so far. I'm not aware of any reason for hope other than the fact that it's August 27th or whatever today is, and things come together when they have to come together. Okay.
All right, so certainly you don't have to praise Jerry for making the trade. I'm not saying that. I think what you do have to praise him for, if anything, is how he played the media. This is the last thing anybody thought would happen. No one was talking about a trade. The only thing that happened yesterday was that Green Bay, there was a story that Green Bay was in on it. Whether Dallas was going to listen was anybody's guess, and it happened. It caught Shefty off guard. It caught all the big players off guard, and now you have it. Go ahead and play it. This was the end of our interview on Wednesday when I asked him about what about door number 3, would a trade be possible?
Okay. Wow, jumped the gun on that one. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
That's me right now.
We got to get in the lab and work on our timing as a unit. We got some work to do.
We hear a couple of false starts.
No, but listen, man. It's funny. Speaking of that interview, AR, in the middle of it, you were going back and forth and asked Shefty, like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, something came across your phone on a scale of 1 to 10.
Give us a hint.
Rank? He said a 5.
Yeah.
Then at the end of that interview, you hear the oh blank from Shefty, and we were kind of leaning into that had to be Micah news, and now here we are. Yeah, it's just, man, if you're a Dallas sports fan, the last few months for you have been brutal. Your basketball team trades Luka Doncic to the Lakers, and now your football team trades the best player on the team to the Green Bay Packers, a team within your own conference. And so they have a ton of work to do. Vegas doesn't think too highly of them right now, that being the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys right now, they are 65-1 to win the Super Bowl. After this move for Green Bay, the Packers now have the second best odds of all the NFC teams to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles are at plus 700, and then after that, it's the Detroit Lions and the Packers at 12-1. And they're going to have a nice little duo up there of pass rushers up there in Cheesehead land, because now you get one of the top 5 best at that position to pair with Rashawn Gary, who's been pretty doggone good the last couple of years. So things are on the up and up for the Packers, a team that has been very, very young the last couple of years. Now you add a guy that's not super young but has that experience that I think can help that young team maybe level up.
All right, Drew Brees, Super Bowl champ himself, Super Bowl MVP himself, was asked about predicting who will win the Super Bowl. Here was his answer.
I love everything about Josh Allen. I love the type of teammate he is. I mean, you can just tell when his teammates talk about him. I mean, that's the number one thing I would look at and use to evaluate a quarterback is just tell me how his teammates feel about him. And if they would run through a brick wall for him, I think that says everything that you would want to know. And not only that, but I think the way this guy connects with the community and the Bills Mafia, a lot of that fan base reminds me of the Who Dat Nation. And I'd say similar to maybe like the Detroit fans and what, that team has meant to that city. I can identify with those, two organizations, and especially with, kind of the New Orleans connection. So, and I root for places like that. I root for guys like that. With what's happened to them in the playoffs here over the last few years, and going up against the Chiefs, I'd love to see them have the opportunity.
So would I. I think they're a fairly easy team to root for. They've been knocking on the door. I know you're not rooting for them, obviously, if you're a Bengals or a Browns fan. I get that. But, the one thing I would say, if they need to improve in one area, Matty, it's getting after the quarterback. And they did get Joey Bosa.
Yeah, man.
If he stays healthy,
yep.
They drafted Landon Jackson. They have Maxwell Hairston. They've done some things to get more physical defensively to get off the field on 3rd and long when they couldn't last year, and they were leaning more into the core of their offense. I do think there's reason for hope that this year they could break through, because I think not that KC's falling off. They're not. They're very good. I just think they're gettable after watching the Super Bowl last year, and it's a bold prediction somewhat because the AFC is such a gauntlet, but out of Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, they're as good a pick as anybody.
No doubt, man. They've been knocking on the door for the last few years. We know how good they are, and I love that you brought up Joey Bosa, because that, to me, is what could make them even scarier, is that they have that guy that can consistently get home. Because remember, a few years ago, they thought they found their new pass rusher in Von Miller, and they hit him with a whole bunch of money. That did not pan out. He is now over there in Washington trying to figure it out with Jaden Daniels and the crew. So Bosa's big for them, but also I think Keon Coleman too. Like, Keon Coleman is a guy they drafted high in the 2nd round a couple years ago. Shakir's good. He got himself an extension. But Bosa and Coleman, for me, can raise the ceiling for the Bills. It's already pretty doggone high because of Josh Allen, Cook, and not a lot of the other names we know. But, man, they hit on Bosa and Coleman and get those guys out there doing some good things for them Sunday in and Sunday out. The Bills are going to be a problem.
All right, those are your pre-snap reads for today. All right, let's go behind enemy lines in 2 minutes and get a real feel on Texas from beat writer Eric Henry, who covers them for Horns 24/7. We'll give you some insight in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
This is 100% employee-owned now. It gives them a sense of pride.
It's always been a family business. We've benefited as owners from the work of all of these great employees for so long. Well, now everybody's an owner, so now everybody has a stake. It really is the culmination of the family business. The family just got bigger. We all know there's a difference between working for a paycheck and working for something that belongs to you.
Call Rizzotti today at 777-4806.
Common Man here. Our friends at Care Heating and Cooling in Lenox are feeling the love. They're doing something extraordinary for Central Ohio families. The Lenox Feel the Love program provides deserving families and individuals with indoor heating and cooling equipment as well as installation at no cost. You can nominate someone who you think is deserving at feelthelove.com. Nominations will be accepted through August 31st. Let's give back to our hometown heroes. Selfless neighbor, maybe who always puts everybody first. Community leaders like teachers, firefighters, and volunteers, or just families facing hard times. Whoever you think is worthy, send a nomination. As of 2024, the Feel the Love program has completed more than 350 installations with help of dealers like Care Heating and Cooling. Our friends at Lennox donate all the equipment, and Care donates the labor and materials, and the installs are done at no cost. Remember, the deadline is August 31st. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Big Game Preview.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you.
All right, here they come. Number one, up to Columbus. Unprecedented stuff here in C-Bus. Longhorn fans want to see it. They want to be in that building. They've got the number one team on paper. And the guy that covers them is Texas beat writer Eric Henry for Horns 24/7. Eric, welcome to the program, my man.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so let's live up to the hype. I said that, earlier in the program, it feels like these two teams kind of mirror each other right now before the season. Offensive lines that are maybe unproven, young, talented quarterbacks that have to live up to the hype, teams that might live early on their defense. Give me your take on what Texas is bringing to the table, good, bad, and ugly. What are your concerns, and what do you feel really good about?
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I would agree with you, and I know you asked me about Texas, but I'll say this in relation to Ohio State. If we juxtapose the two quarterbacks, and hopefully you guys can hear me because the music is extremely loud, so hopefully you guys can hear me what I'm saying. But I'd rather be Julian Sayin because all you've got is just go out there and play football. Arch Manning has to deal with all of the pressure of, if he doesn't score, that's in air quotes, he's going to lose the Heisman, right? Because he's quote-unquote the Heisman front runner, right? So you look at it from that perspective. But no, you say the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll start with the ugly. For Texas, this offensive line situation is interesting. If you had asked me this question a week and a half ago, I would have said that Trevor Gooseby, Neto Umazulu, Cole Hudson, DJ Campbell, and Brandon Baker would be your starters. Now, to be honest with you guys, it wouldn't shock me if tomorrow you see Neto Umazulu split reps or maybe even not even start. Maybe Connor Stroh starts at left guard. I mentioned that because, listen, we can have all the talk in the world about Arch Manning and his talents, this, that, and the other, but no quarterback, you can ask Patrick Mahomes from, Super Bowl a few years ago, can perform without an offensive line. In terms of the good, it's obviously Texas's defense, right? I think Texas's defense is the best unit in the nation, in just my opinion. You have All-Americans at all three levels. You have Colin Simmons, front four, Anthony Hill, linebacker, and then Michael Taft at safety. So that's the good. And if there were a bad, I honestly know I'd call it bad, but this kind of Texas receiver situation is going to be something to keep an eye on. I may have ruffled some feathers, when I said that Ryan Wingo is every bit as talented as Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, but he just didn't see the targets last year. But he did see the targets last year, right? I think talent's one thing, but he's got to go out there and show it. He's going to be Texas's wide receiver one. With Emmett Mosley down, guys, Ohio State fans should keep an eye on Parker Livingstone, a redshirt freshman coming in, getting his first start at receiver. Really high on him. He made a lot of plays in spring and fall. But again, he's got to walk into the horseshoe. His first real significant playing time. That's going to be a hell of an environment.
Ohio State right now, they're going to have to figure out maybe on the fly a little bit who are going to be their running backs that can help out their young quarterback. I know on Texas' side of things, there's probably a little bit more confidence with a little bit more known commodities within their building. Talk about the running backs that can maybe provide some balance for this Texas offense.
Yeah, listen, there's no doubt about it. The run game, has been a strength for the Longhorns over the past few years. You talk about churning out running backs in the NFL, Bijan Robinson, Roshan Johnson, Jaden Blue, the list goes on, right? I think you have the same thing here with this year's group. It starts with Contravion Wisner. Trey's a real interesting story, guys. Last year, he, in all honesty, was supposed to be, maybe third on the depth chart. Jaden Blue was going to be a co-starter with C.J. Baxter. Jaden ends up kind of not getting benched, but he struggled to handle the football, so he kind of gets, leapfrogged by Contravion Wisner, and C.J. Baxter gets hurt. Trey puts forth a 1,000-yard year. He's really looking to take that next step in his development and maybe be the next guy to make the leap to the NFL to join those guys that I mentioned. C.J. Baxter, again, it's interesting. I was really, hesitant to really buy into CJ's recovery and him being a factor early on in the year because, he's coming off a major knee injury. You want to give that time, right? But Steve Sarkisian really reset the expectations for all of us when he came out about a week and a half ago and said, hey, we're ready to ramp things up with CJ. He's exceeded all of our expectations in his recovery, and we think he can go, as close to full tilt as someone can be coming off of that injury in week one. So, yes, those two guys. And then also keep an eye on Jarrett Gibson and Christian Clark as well, a pair of underclassmen who've been, really kind of groomed to be, kind of third down backs, change of pace backs for Texas.
Eric Henry with us, Texas beat writer, Horns 24/7 on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, Eric, let's talk about this defense and what the risks that they want to take against a young quarterback in Ohio State's Julian Sayin. How much do they come at him straight up? How much do they want to confuse him? The people you talk to, what kind of gambles do they want to take against him?
I think it's going to be more of a confusion type thing, right? Especially with this year's Texas team. I know that they feel confident, defensive coordinator Pete Kukowski and others feel confident in their ability to generate pressure with four guys. And, of course, that doesn't mean they won't blitz. But, again, when you have Colin Simmons, when you have an Anthony Hill coming off the edge as well from his linebacker spot, right, who can kind of, be a little bit versatile where you want to have him. You have a Trey Moore, someone who was American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago, UTSA. You feel confident in your ability to rush with four. But in terms of confusion, when we spoke with Texas's DBs earlier this week, both Michael Taft and cornerback Malik Muhammad, safety Michael Taft and cornerback Malik Muhammad, emphasized, when we're talking about Jeremiah Smith, they said, hey, the work starts pre-snap. And I'll do a cheap plug. Just wrote an article up at horns247.com where they go in depth about saying, hey, we want to confuse Julian Sayin and the receivers, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, pre-snap, so they don't necessarily know what coverages we're in. So that, to me, I think is going to be the key. And again, I think, to be honest with you, the game plan is going to look a lot like it did the last time these two teams played because they held Jeremiah Smith more or less in check. We all know Carnell Tate had 7 receptions, and I think Pete Kukowski would take back that play call to head into halftime where that screen pass went for 75 yards. But outside of that, they felt real good about the way they played against Ohio State. So it wouldn't shock me to see them mimic that again on Saturday.
We had going into last year's matchup between these two programs was how much quarterback run will we see from Arch Manning in that Texas offense. So let's kind of talk about that a little bit and what's been talked about this offseason when it comes to Arch and how much they want to use that on Saturdays.
Well, that's another interesting one, right? Because if you ask Texas fans, let's just call a spade a spade. One of the reasons that they're so excited about Arch Manning taking over is the fact he's a real dual threat, right? And I've always said, hey, you don't buy a Porsche, buy a Ferrari to, drive it, 40 miles an hour, right? You want to get the most out of it. Now, Steve Sarkisian has been adamant, and this is his quote. I've heard this line a million times. Well, we're never going to, have quarterbacks who major in running or have a PhD in running, right? So to kind of read between the lines, this is what I see. I genuinely think you may have a handful of designed run plays for Arch, and maybe this is a game, right, against Ohio State, where maybe you build in more designed runs than you would against, say, San Jose State, no disrespect to the Spartans. But in the red zone, we all know, the Ohio State fans are better than anybody else, how Texas has struggled in the red zone. Their red zone struggles helped Ohio State win the Cotton Bowl and go on to win a national title. I think that's the area where you're going to see Arch Manning and his dual threat ability really be utilized on Saturday.
Sark in a big game. Has he he put that on full display now the past few seasons, right? The confidence in him in a big game is where?
No, I would agree that he's put that on full display. You're not talking about quote-unquote 7-win Sark from Washington, which is kind of still a funny nickname. I'm sure he doesn't relish that. But that aside, yeah, you take a look at this factor, right? You're talking about a team in Texas. They own the FBS nation's leader in road wins, right? Win streak, 11 straight games. They've gone to hostile environments, gone to Arkansas, gone to Alabama, gone to Michigan, gone to Texas A&M. Picked up big wins, Big 12 title game 2023 that was against Oklahoma State, really trouncing them. So, yes, I do think in terms of answering the question about, can Steve Sarkisian, and it is a fair question, guys, so much gets put on the players, but Steve Sarkisian has to come into his own as a coach, right? You all know, the bright IQ, the young guy from USC, offensive mastermind, but I think, his football IQ and those things, they're now are matching up, or I should say his coaching ability on game day is now matching up with his football IQ, and you're probably seeing Steve Sarkisian come into his own as a head coach.
Yeah, he's kept it together. Veteran staff kind of maintaining things. This will be a massive one tomorrow. What great insight and a good primer for tomorrow's game from our friend Eric Henry, covering the Longhorns for 24/7 Sports. Thanks, my man. Enjoy the game.
Anytime. Appreciate it, fellas.
Eric was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Wow. It is, the closer we get. The closer we get, probably the better I feel about it.
Yeah.
But it's all just on whatever emotion you could have.
It feels
Nobody
coin
knows.
flippy.
Yeah.
It feels
That's
coin
what Vegas
flippy.
tells us.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And they're usually right.
Yes, sir.
We'll give our score predictions when we come back and tell the truth. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Jump on board now with the 20-pound summer slim down with Awaken 180 weight loss. Drop 20 pounds before summer ends and cruise into fall with a new routine of better health. Do what I did and find your results with the solution for weight loss at Awaken180weightloss.com.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community,
in the lives of others,
and in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
It's not the shoes. It's what you can put in them that makes all the difference. Hey, it's Anthony. I've been a customer at the Good Feet store for a while now, and I'm all about my personally fit arch supports. They support my feet better than all the insoles I've jammed into my shoes over the years. And my Good Feet arch supports help me in a ton of ways, from overall support and balance to stabilizing my heels, and the fact they distribute my body weight, especially when I'm golfing. I literally have spring in my step now. Check them out for yourself. The free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. You don't need an appointment, but you can certainly schedule one very easily online. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of, just like me. Get professionally fitted at goodfeet.com.
Plumbing problems? Logan Services is here to help. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, sewers, and drains. Don't stress. Instead, take action and book your free appointment now. Logan Services.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's the last month for the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. That means you get special APRs with 3.99% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Lease payments as low as $419 per month. Also, plenty of pre-owned L-certified vehicles are on the lot with rates as low as 5.75%. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my guys. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, GermainLexus.com.
Do you feel that? The season is getting closer. Buckeye football comes your way tomorrow. Every game, every season. Proud to be your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life. There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now.
All right, my man. Got a lot to do here in the final segment. Beautiful time here at the O Patio on Lane. Man, it just feels right. The weather's absolutely perfect. Yeah. Should be great for tomorrow at high noon.
Yeah, man.
Should get into the mid-70s, and it'll be awesome. Now, if there's sun tomorrow, which I think there's going to be,
pop out, I'm sure.
You'll get some people that get sunburned tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Just sitting out there getting roasted.
It's one of those days, AR, where I think you bring maybe a quarter zip, maybe a T-shirt underneath, some shorts, and throw that quarter zip on. You get chilly, the sun comes out, you can take it off, you know? Show what the good Lord gave you.
You'll see some denim.
Oh,
I mean, the denim will be out.
What about some Canadian tuxedos? Will we see any of those?
I have to admit that there was one time that I went Canadian tuxedo.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. The denim shirt was pretty underrated. Kind of loved it.
I don't think I've ever owned that. I've had the jean jacket. I own a couple of those now.
Yeah.
I've done denim on denim. Canadian tuxedos,
I don't know if is the Canadian tuxedo, is that you can wear the jean jacket and the denim?
I believe so. I think it's any denim on denim, I think, qualifies
denim
as the
denim crime.
Canadian tuxedo. Hey, real quick, is McConaughey going to be here tomorrow? Any news on that? I can't imagine he would miss this game in this venue, right?
Feels strong.
I don't know.
I don't have we don't know what he's up to, Matty.
Yeah,
but I would think he'd want to zip in, zip out.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe he'll be. Peyton and Eli will be here too. You know, there's going to be a star-studded show on the sideline. It's just a matter of who is it going to be.
The one thing that I remember when I was talking when we were doing the Peyton Manning, the walk and talk at Memorial, and I said, give us a scouting report on your nephew. He's like, I'm the wrong guy to ask, and I'm like, no. Actually, you're the exact opposite. You're the perfect guy to ask.
You're the guy.
Hall of Fame quarterback who's his uncle? Right. What do you mean you're the wrong guy to ask?
Oh, my goodness. Hey,
but when he says it in such a goofy way, he gets away with it. All right, TLC, take us home.
All right, it's National Beach Day. Tell the truth. Are beaches overrated?
Wow. For me, they are.
In what way?
I don't need to go in the water.
Okay.
I don't, there's sharks and barracudas and man-o-war, things that I don't need out there.
Mm-hmm.
I like dipping the toes in the sand and all that, so I don't know if it's crazy overrated, but I'm not a let's go to the beach and lay out for 8 hours kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm more
read
of
a book.
I'm more of a pool party cabana type of guy.
Cabana wear.
That's my vibe right there. Like, if I go to the beach, I'll take the bunions and I'll tip them in the water, but I'm not going any further than that, because you mentioned the animals that are in the water. What are the other animals we don't know are down there, right? Those things could come after me and take a limb off. So, no, beaches are fun. They're okay, but it's nothing I'm really seeking out, TLC. So, yeah, put me up in a cabana, nice and bougie with some nice cushioned seats and a little Moscow Mule, and I'm good.
Yeah, it's hard to say because the ocean technically isn't overrated. Like looking at the ocean, hearing the ocean, that's not overrated.
Okay.
But he said the beach.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, and there's certain beaches you can go to get different experiences. You know, you never know. Sometimes you go somewhere and you may see some
I
things.
think Maddie was thinking about something a little Euro, maybe a little
with the stick and the box.
Yeah, kind of a come as you are, kind of a beach.
Mm-hmm.
This flag thing that's going on.
Jets general manager Darren Moogie foresees a Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold-esque sort of career resurgence for Justin Fields. Do you agree?
Man, I know that's been the trend. I do know that has been the trend the last few years. Tell you what, man, Baker and Sam, though, have always had higher passing ceilings than what Justin Fields has had. Now, on the flip side of that, his rushing ability is sky high. Way higher than a lot of guys in the league. I just don't know if I see that right now to where he's going to make that type of leap. I think he can provide enough security for them to where they feel good about Justin Fields. But if you're telling me he's going to get to 4,000 plus passing yards or something like that, I'm not seeing that vision right now, AR.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think they could lean on Brees. I think there could be something there for him, and but it's just he's always been dangerous. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's never really had the right personnel around him, but it just feels like there is a ceiling there. I hope that he views this as a big last chance for himself, but I'm not buying that we get that kind of resurgence.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now.
Where will you be watching the game, and what's going to be on your plate?
Man,
there's pizza always on my plate.
Yeah, that's a win.
Always.
That's a win, AR. I don't think the homies are doing anything for the game. I haven't heard anything yet. This feels like I get done with the pregame show tomorrow, which we start at 6:30. Myself, Dane Sensenbacher, and Devere Posey. It feels like I get done with that, AR, get a little cat nap in there, and then I'm probably at the crib for this one, just locked in.
I think this is the kind of game, if you're not in the building, you're locked in.
Yeah.
This isn't a casual at the bar kind of
Right.
deal. At least it isn't for me. This is a note-taking. This is a laptop kind of deal. This is a down and distance, how many timeouts, what play was called, where and when. So when we reconvene on Monday, I feel like it isn't just all a blur.
And we will be here on Monday. Not here at the O, but we will be back in studio working on a holiday. So don't come looking for us here because we won't be here.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
Tell the truth. What are we going to be talking about on Monday?
You know.
I know, but how's it going to end?
Okay.
One of two things.
Go ahead, AR. The floor is yours, my man.
Listen, let's do the narrative first real fast.
Don't do Tim May's headline that ran off the paper.
No, one of two things.
Comma.
So
List the roster.
they either have the weight of the world on their shoulders as the new number one team in the country going into the cupcake schedule, or they have a circle the wagons, Ryan Day is back being questioned and all that. Like, it's one of two ways. Now, if it goes the way I think it will be, a dramatic game, in doubt in the fourth quarter, there'll be no shame in losing this game. You'll have a lot to think about and to challenge yourself. It's a measuring stick for both teams. I'm going to take the home team. There's no guarantee. They're going to squeak it out. I've got Ohio State 24-23. It's either going to be a game-winning kick for Ohio State or a game-missing kick by Texas.
Okay. I like it. Ryan Day has been good in these type of games. Ryan Day is 7-1 at home versus top 10 teams. This is what the man does. Texas has questions up front on their offensive line.
That's
that, to
a big
me,
one.
is a major red flag. Now, maybe Arch Manning can make up for some of that with his athletic ability. The best player on the field is Jeremiah Smith. And I know that they took him away last year, but I think not only Jeremiah Smith, but this offense as a whole, Max Clare really, really locked in on what he's going to do. They're going to scratch and claw, find a way to get this thing done. I'm going Buckeyes when that clock hits triple zeros. They are 21-17. So I think a tight game. Defenses win the first half. Offenses figure it out a little bit in the second half. And Ohio State starts off with a bang.
So
I'm looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
I can't see you guys. It's tough to tell with the cues.
Oh, good, man.
So you're a slight under. I'm a slight over.
Okay.
And we get to worry about it on Monday.
Yes, sir.
TLC, great job, man.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the weekend. We'll talk
for that
tomorrow.
one segment.
No, you're fine. You're fine, man. We made up for it. All right. We're all set?
We are all set. Common Man and Timmy taking over at the top of the hour. Uncle Dom Taberi is going to join at 3:17, and the boys will be live on 10 TV from 3 to 4, so don't move.
All right. We'll come back on Monday. Talk to you on the Tailgate Show tomorrow. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Did you know Byers Airport Subaru is the oldest Subaru retailer in the entire country? And just like a veteran quarterback, we've been delivering winning drives for generations right here by the airport. At Byers, we treat every customer like part of the team because that's what keeps us in the game season after season. From tailgates to road trips, we've got the perfect Subaru to get you there. Kick off your next adventure at columbussubaru.com or visit us by the airport. Byers Auto, driving the next generation of buyers.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
On Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. New customers opt in and get a free lottery ticket. Download the app and start ordering lottery tickets today. Use code VOCAL. That's code VOCAL on Jackpocket. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 or older. Jackpocket is a lottery courier and not affiliated with the Ohio Lottery. Opt in for $5 in non-withdrawable lottery credits that expire in 168 hours. Terms at jkpt.co/draw5.
Out our Inn, where your tailgate begins. Open at 6 a.m. on game day. Be one of the first 100 through the door and score a limited edition Out Our Inn shirt. 3 generations of fans have signed their walls. With the biggest bar, best patios, and great music. It's the #1 game day tradition. Follow them on social for details. Out Our Inn, the legendary bar on High and Franby since 1969. Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means 3 things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime and Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly. Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
My name is Andre Roberts, and I'm a defender for the Ohio State men's soccer team. When I was in 7th grade, I fractured my kneecap. That was my first experience with Orthopedic One. My physician came in the room and delivered the diagnosis, and with the confidence that he had, it reassured me that I would be okay. And they definitely did a good job of knowing as a soccer player when I needed confidence, when I needed to be pushed, and they got me right back to where I was before my injury. Orthopedic One understood what it means to be a soccer player.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing.
Call 1-800-COOLING.
The dog days are the best days to save at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Get 0% financing on any new Kia EV, Sportage, or Sorrento, or 1.9% on a new 25 Seltos or K5. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Based on January to December 2024 retail sales at all 4 locations. 0% for 48 months equals $20.83 for 1,000 finance. 1.9% for 48 months equals $21.65 for 1,000 finance. All manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Dealer financing required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. Ends 9/2/25.